This video is made possible by our patrons.
Hi guys, Liam, Luke, Fabian and Stuart back with another TTS live bat rap. My voice is a little bit groggy today, I'm not going to lie. But let's get right in. We've got IDONETH DEEPKIN versus Seraphon on this very, very strange board. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. They've just set up, they've got their terrain features down. Got some salamanders over here, some skinks, a weird little Skink Priest over here, and then we've got Luke's entire shark Leviathan army over here. So if I just go into the list for you, that is over here. IDONETH DEEPKIN. We've got Futan, this is Luke's army. Their grand strategy is dominating presence, and their triumphs is bloodthirsty. So the leaders for this army are Eidolon, Maklan Aspect of the Sea, General, command trait Born from Agony, Artefact Cloud of Midnight. We've got 3 battle lines of Namati Thralls, 2 units of Achelian Alapexes, Razor Shell Harpoons, reinforced by 1, and we've got a duplicate of that unit 2 times, and then we've got a unit of 3 Achelian Guard, Hunters of the Heartlands. For all of that, I believe. Behemoths, a Achelian Leviathan, Mount Trait Ancient, and that is a core battalion, battle regiment, Hunters of the Heartlands. That is 1975 points for Luke's. Let's just go on to the Seraphon list now. So we've got Sam's Seraphon over here. Constellation, Dracothion's Tail, Grand Strategy, Predator's Domain. Triumphs Inspired, Slann Starmaster General with Ancient Knowledge, Artefact of the Godbeast Pendant, Ancient Knowledge, Second Spell, Stellar Tempest, Mystical Unforging, Saurus Astrolith Bearer for another hero, Skink Priest with Universal Prayer, Heal. We've got 5 Saurus Guard for battle line, 10 Skinks, and for your other units we've got 5 Chameleon Skinks, 2 Salamanders, 2 Salamanders, 2 Salamanders, 2 Salamanders, and 1 Salamander, for a grand total of 9 Salamanders. And that is 1955 points, reinforced units for. So this is going to be an interesting game. Salamanders are quite strong. Luke's obviously a great player. I've never seen Sam play, so it's going to be an interesting game for me to watch. What's your viewpoint on it, Fabian?
Yeah, hopefully Luke gets smashed. That's my view on it. It's just
the pre-recorded. It's just the pre-recorded soundtrack there.
as usual, everyone in this chat, let's go Luke's opponent. But yeah, like. This is a clash of titans, I reckon. We've got Team England versus Team Australia. This is an early almost Worlds game, so you know we've got another commentator all the way from Australia as well. Stuart, hey.
Hello, how are we doing?
Oh, good. And JP's joined us as well. What's up?
Yeah.
What's happening? So I'm going to go and slink off, but hopefully Sam smashes Luke, and then we're going to get the game started. And I really hope the Salamanders do it, but we all know how good Luke is, so you know, there we go.
Have they started their turns yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up now.
Yeah, so a key bit of information here is that Sam gave the first turn away to Luke. Now we're playing Veins of Gur here, so it's like Star Strike from 2nd edition, where there are no objectives on the board in the first battle round. And as the game goes on, more objectives fall down, and most of the scoring happens in the latter turns. You can score up to 15 points on turn 5, so that makes the battle tactics much less impactful on this battle plan than they normally are. What do you think about Sam giving the first turn away, JP?
I think it's pretty standard. I think for a list like Seraphon, sort of, and a lot of shooting lists, you give away first turn. You have the option of the double from 2 into 3, and you also sort of protect yourself from being doubled. If you're a shooting list, the double against, you have a powerful double, and the double against you is worse, because often stuff is getting into your shooting, you don't get to shoot in your opponent's turn. I think you've made a good point, though, about Veins of Gur is a bit of a weird battle plan, because, as you said, the first Vein is dropping down in turn 2, and the other two aren't dropping down till turn 3, and you score points equal to the battle round. So as you said, when you get to turn 5, it's 15 points. So often both players just sort of aren't really doing anything in the early turns. So I think, Sam's sticking to sort of standard procedures, giving away first turn. But, we're probably not going to see a whole lot of action. I say that. Probably not see a whole lot of action right at the start. I know there's games when you play where even when the first vein pops up, you sort of don't want to risk too much just getting it, because when it drops in that turn 2, it's only worth 2 points. So sometimes you're just waiting to get a better position. And so you might see a similar thing happen where whoever wins turn 2 priority ends up giving it away. Never mind. Everything I said is untrue.
Whoa.
Luke's just going for it. So I was
That's if he can.
Yeah, I think
drop
we were
those
both
models.
expecting Luke to do nothing here, right?
So I guess I was going to say the alternative option, right? Because everything's in the sky for the
Seraphon, yeah.
Seraphon, yeah. And I was just thinking Lizardman. So there is the option that Luke has of blocking off loads of the board so he can't bring... Is the Slann inside the Realmshaper engine?
Yes, yeah, the Slann's inside, and he's got a lot off the board, like 8 Sallies and kind of, I think 5 camos as well are off the board.
So I think what Luke's going for here is, one, he can block off a lot of the board, so there's not very many places where the things can be summoned down. But 2, he's only 8 inches away, and between 8, 9, 10 inches away from the Realmshaper engine. And when something's in a garrison, you just need to get within range of the garrison to hit it. So he might get multiple charges off here. He can shoot with the Alapexes, and he might get multiple charges. He'll roll multiple charges and see if he can get something. And if he can kill the Slann turn 1, the game's just instantly over, because the Slann needs to be alive to bring anything down out of the sky. So I think Luke has maybe just gone here to say he's not that afraid of the counter swing of what's happening in the turn. And if if this works, it's just game over.
I think it's a relatively low risk play, really. Like, because of the Seraphon's mobility, the ability to just teleport the Slann and then bring everything down, it kind of doesn't matter where Luke is on the board. So if he just launches his whole army forward, and even if he fails the charges here, it still doesn't really affect how he's going to be hit by the Seraphon, as long as he positions his units so that he can, make use of the IDONETH Allegiance ability, so that so that Sam can only hit the front guys. So you can see here he's putting his Eidolon.
Yeah, and the Eidolon's got the cloud, right?
Yeah. Now obviously they changed that in the fact, so you can't just make
you can't
opponent
absorb it all, but your Eidolon will at least stay alive. And
it's just the idea that he can just block off the board like really low risk, and Sam's going to kind of be stuck in this corner. And I guess Luke is thinking even if Sam takes the double here, he's not going to lose that much, and then he has such a board space advantage that he's going to score big turns 2 to 3. It's an interesting play. I'm not sure it's what initially I thought he would go with, but now that we've kind of seen it happen, I think it's wise given the mobility of both armies, right?
I think it's definitely I think it's definitely a 3.0 thing where also you are much closer. Right. I mean, I assume Luke's going to be going for these charges, so he's got that option. And as you say, he's now sort of got the board control that, either, the thing is, right now the Seraphon's sort of stuck in this one corner, which isn't terrible for a Seraphon castle. But if he gets one charge off of these many charges, he might not kill the Slann, say only these 3 Ishling Guard, and he might not kill the Slann. But he's also blocked off another, set of 9-inch circles. So then the Seraphon army sort of ends up with half of its army, or a little bit of its army over here in this corner. That's easy for the Deepkin to sort of pick apart, and then the rest of it has to come down in a sort of slightly separate place, maybe and just shoot off thralls or something like that. So, think this is a good play. I think he's got the option to high roll. Does the Slann come back to life sometimes?
Yeah, he does. So that's the issue with going for the alpha normally. Yeah. But again, because of Luke's mobility, it just doesn't matter that much if it doesn't work.
He's basically made himself a bigger castle. It leaves him a little bit more vulnerable theoretically because he's got more surface area. But as you said, because the Seraphon is also very mobile, it can sort of teleport wherever it wants. Things dropping out of the sky. It's got the ability to pick off, the sort of weak underbelly of thralls and stuff, regardless of where it is. So
I'm assuming the Temple Guard are in the temple with the Slann, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you'd have to do a lot of damage to, because the Temple Guard take the wounds on a 2-up, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah, and they have a 6-up ward. And
10 wounds for 6.
And then obviously, and then he's +1 save and -1 to hit because he's inside a garrison, and then he's also -1 to hit for lookout, so he's -2 to hit +1 save, and he has the Saurus Guard. And then even if you do kill him on a 4-up, he comes back. Yeah. So it's a challenge to kill him.
Absolutely, and at least Luke's measuring this out. He might not even go for charges here. He might just sort of be sitting. He might just be moving up his castle. And being as we discussed, he's just got loads of the board blocked off, and he's ready. Also, if he does win turn 2 priority, and because this gap here is smaller than, don't want to measure too much on the board to give anything away, but I'm pretty sure this gap here is smaller than 9 inches, in at least some places. And then if he does win turn 2, there won't be anything that's been able to be summoned in this gap particularly, and he can then charge everything, including the Eidolon, probably. Or there might be a screen. There'll almost definitely be a screen. You can charge everything into the Slann. Although, once the stuff is down on the ground, killing the Slann becomes less important.
Now, the only problem I can see with how this is going is if the objective spawns where Luke doesn't have any units, it's my left. But I think he's probably in a bit of trouble because a lot of his damage is on the opposite side of the board. I think if it's in the middle or obviously where his units is, he'll be fine. But if it's on that side, Sam can probably do what Luke's trying to do here, and he can actually probably zone Luke out a lot on that side.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a world where it's almost worse if the turn 2 objective comes down on Luke's side, and both turn 3 objectives come down on the other side, where then Luke sort of ends up committed here on the left, and maybe tagged up by finding some. But I mean, the Deepkin are really, really fast. I mean, the board is 60 inches end to end, and he's moving 14 plus a run. So he can get from where the one objective is to the other objective is in 1 turn plus a charge if something's an objective, or there's a lot of shenanigans open to him. But another thing I think to talk about is just that if you are the Seraphon player, this puts a lot of pressure on you, right? If you're Sam, if nothing else, you're looking at this and you're like, whoa,
Yeah, and that's kind of what I think. If it were me, I actually would have taken first turn if I was the Seraphon. I mean, the other risk here would be if Luke did nothing and stood still and then tried to give the turn away, Sam would actually be in a really bad position because then Luke could get the double from 2 into 3. Yeah, and then at that point, he can get control of all the objectives and also do a lot of damage. But the way this is played out, the double from 1 into 2 is probably going to be quite strong. So I think Sam's decision has been fine here because Luke's decided to move forward. I understand Luke's decision given the mobility of his army, but I also think a viable play would have been to just stand still and do nothing.
I mean, I think there is also just the fact that, again, when you're looking at 2 super mobile armies, a lot of the results would sort of be the same. So Luke's giving himself some more board space here because he knows he's getting teleported into anyways. So are these dice for shooting? Is this shooting happening now? Let's see if Fabian has this.
I believe it's Turtle now that's shooting.
Okay. Oh, the Slann popped Finest Hour, which was also nice in that turn. So, you know, again, he put that pressure on the Slann player.
Yeah,
and
Luke is
Luke's-
making the decision here to shoot or the Sally, right?
Yeah,
With everything.
yeah. So he's not minus, you know, he's not -2 to hit. He's not minus +2 to save. So he's just able to get some, although apparently all of them were saved.
Yeah, he didn't get anything, but
That's
but yeah, definitely the right decision. I
Yeah.
don't think going to plan there is worth it at all.
You're
so.
not getting any damage into him. I kind of like the do all your shooting, roll all your charges, result the game turn 1 dream, but it's definitely not the play to go for when you're going for 8, 9, 10-inch charges.
Now, looking at the board, it does look like Sam's going to have it. He's going to have a huge value Realmshaper pop.
Yeah.
Off that middle terrain piece.
You're just gonna
But
hit.
after that, I don't think he can keep his Slann there, right? And I think that's probably another reason that Luke did this play is that he has to probably teleport his Slann away on his turn.
Yeah.
And that means that he's probably not going to be able to use the Realmshaper for the rest of the game, which against IDONETH is actually like a major source of damage.
Yeah, versus because MSU, right? And also because of their awkward shooting rule, you can sort of get around it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Looks like we've just seen some Skinks come off.
Yeah, some salamander handlers. Salamanders. So it looks like he put quite as unlucky it looks like to have not killed the actual salamander itself. Yeah, I think also though there is we'll see what Sam decides to do, but there is a world where you bust, you bring down all your army right near the Realmshaper engine, all at 9 inches away. You shoot everything into the various units over here, and then the Seraphon player gets the double and just shoots again, and you've put out, a lot of damage into the high DPS units of the.
I think we're into charges now.
So 6s are not it. Oh yes, I think also because they do get rerolls if there's a wounded unit. Oh, that looks like it might go in. But I'm not sure of what. I think again, you're hoping for a charge here just to block off a lot of board space.
Failed all charges.
All failed. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think failing the charges here matters very much. I actually think he probably just wants to keep his stuff there. I do have to say, like how the game has gone so far, I think Luke has already found that he would rather have Reverberating Carapace on the Leviathan than Ancient. I really think he should be taking that because...
What's Reverberating Carapace?
That's the one that gives you plus 3 inches on the +1 to save aura.
Okay, yeah.
Because you can see where his Leviathan is now. Like, there's quite a few units, like those Thrall on the edge, and probably those 2 Sharks there that are actually out of the aura. Yeah, and I don't really know what ignoring round 1 is going to do in this matchup. Yeah, so I really think in AOS 3, that mount trait is a lot better than the ignoring round 1, because, I mean, if you want to ignore just round 1, you can obviously just do all-out defense. So, I don't think it makes too much of a difference.
No, yeah, it's interesting. I think Luke would have liked one of those charges. I feel like one of those charges would have made the board so awkward. Again, you're not killing the Slann, right? Unless you make all of the charges. But like, I think you would have made it so awkward for trying to bring units down that.
Yeah, I think getting a 3-ish lane in there would have been great, right? That's sort of what they're for. It's a bit of a bummer they didn't get them in when they're the closest unit with the reroll. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky. But
okay, how many?
So now we're heading into
Sam's
turn. Yeah. Just the 2 for scoring Ferocious Advance. Obviously, there's no objectives on the board yet, so just battle tactics at this point.
Just 2. Let's save that.
What's the vibe like tableside, Faves?
Yeah, it's all good. It's pretty chilled. Luke did a little shenanigans with his sharks that kind of see him through the temple somehow, but Sam let him have it.
Some sort of disrespectful
Yeah,
like
very-
ability.
Yeah, they're doing all right so far. Yeah, it's all. I think. I don't think Luke's particularly happy with that turn, if you know what I mean. But
Yeah, we were saying it sounded like he wanted to get at least one charge off so he could block off some board space.
yeah,
Because now, I mean, I don't know. It just depends what Sam does. But if he does bring everything down right here in a bubble around the castle,
yeah,
and just open up on the the sharks and fish of various sizes over here, then the double will be particularly impactful. But on the other hand, if you do that and you don't get the double, you're also right in front of the whole army. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're pretty chilled. They're pretty. Some jokes flying around.
nice.
I think most of the jokes are going over Luke's head as usual. But
Whatever happens, it's sort of set up to be a pretty high octane turn too, right?
yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly. I think they're just waiting for someone to go into the stream. Did you want me to go back, or do you want me to stay, or?
Oh, I can go if you would like.
Yeah, don't mind.
All right. Goodbye, forever, friends.
So what do you guys think is going to happen so far? Like, or
Well, so we were thinking that the Luke was going to stand still on turn 1 and play to give the double into 2 away to Sam.
yeah,
But he's decided to run up to try and get control of the board. But obviously he's failed the charges. So, I mean, I think that he probably just wanted 1 unit to go in, like probably the Slann Guard, and then just keep those units there inside the turtle bubble. But now I think it's a difficult position. I'm interested what you think is the right play here, because I can kind of see 2 angles. The first being go into this blob of sharks and just try and do as much damage as you can to the DPS units. Or I think, yeah, in my opinion, probably the better play is go over the Thrall side of the board and kind of threaten that backboard in a way where the sharks can't get to you. Yeah, what do you think the right play here is for Sam?
I think if he's going to play for the double, then yeah, the right play is to kill the sharks, right? The only problem is that if he bunches his salamanders up, you've got the turtle and the eidolon going in, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking if he goes for the sharks and then doesn't get the double or doesn't do enough damage, and even then if he gets the double, it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
On the kickback.
I think you have to go for it though. I think this is one of those times when because of what Luke's actually done, I think he has to just risk it, right? Because
what do you think about going into the thralls at the back? Because I don't think the sharks would be able to make a charge reliably if he kind of put the salamanders all the way in the corner at the back after teleporting the Slann over there, and then I think it's an interesting game where Luke has basically no bodies and has to just kill a lot to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Because I think he kind of wants to keep those thralls alive for the late game, and that's why he's kind of positioned them here. But if Sam can take out a lot of the scoring units and just kind of hold on until the latter battle rounds and then score a lot of points on, because it's veins, I think maybe that's an angle.
Yeah, that's true. But the Realmshaper is popping off here, right? Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, because it's within 18, and he's proper bunched up around. So.
Yeah, so the terrain piece has done 2 mortal wounds on the turtle, 1 mortal wound on a shark. It's done 2 mortal wounds on the eidolon. He's put two mortal wounds. Yeah, it looks like 2 mortal wounds on the eidolon and another mortal wound on another unit. So it's
Yikes.
It's like 6 more wounds just come out of that Realmshaper that's there.
Yeah, it's a pretty good terrain piece.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. I mean, I don't think there is a wrong play, if you see what I mean. Like, I like the idea of going into the thralls on the back. But then it kind of leaves the Slann, are you talking about like teleporting the Slann over to the other corner of the board sort of thing?
I'm thinking teleport the Slann near where the ship is.
Okay.
and you kind of you don't bring everything down, because Luke's not going to be able to kill the Slann, if he's in the corner, and then you just. Yeah, I think you just kill a lot of the thralls and just stay like away from the threat range of the Alapexes. And then I think you probably give away the turn into 2, and then Luke can't really do much. Like he can probably come over here and kill. It's probably going to be the Saurus Guard, the Skink Priest, and the Salamander left in the engine.
Yep.
But if he does that, then those units are kind of pretty far away from the action on the other side of the board.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I think Luke's going to be in a hard position if Sam does that. The risk is if Luke gives Sam the turn into the next turn, or if Sam decides to take the turn, I don't think that's the right play. But ultimately, if Sam just goes to the double here and just tries to kill the Sharks and does, he probably just wins the game.
Yeah, exactly right. So
yeah. It's kind of up to him what he wants to do.
So the Slann caster Comet's Call on a 13, which is brutal, right? So it turns from D3 units to D6, and Sam rolled a 1.
That's the classic, isn't it? That's the classic.
And then the Skink has failed the 6-up ward, but the Salamanders have got +1 to hit, run, and charge, I believe, on Salamanders. On that one as well.
Skink Priest was that, doing its little aura.
Yeah. Doing its thing.
Such a good model for like 80 points.
Oh, the Slann's doing the anti-horde spell on the back unit of the Thralls.
Oh, the Stellar Tempest.
Yeah, so do you think he's creating some room for what you're talking about, maybe?
It does seem like he's prioritizing the Thralls a little bit. I thought he did no Stellar Tempest. Oh, he does. Oh, he's got a second one. Yeah, okay. It's interesting. It's not going to do that much damage. It's only do like three mortal wounds or something on a unit of 10. Unless he rolls like a blessed god. Okay, so it goes off. Luke didn't dispel it.
Okay.
And then we're just waiting to see how much damage they're going to do here.
So there's for Stellar Tempest that people don't know at home. What's the spell? What does it do?
So you roll a number of dice equal to the mortals on the unit, and on a 5-up it does a mortal wound. So against a unit of 10, you're going to roll 10 dice. 5 of it does a mortal wound, so it's on average 3. He rolled a bit below average, and he killed 2 here. Yeah. Okay.
So that's pretty good if there's like big units, right?
Massive hordes.
Yeah. Against the big horror list that around these days, it's pretty tasty at killing those sorts of things.
Yeah, because that's like what 30 horrors is what, like 10 mortals, right?
Yeah, and obviously if you've already got them into the 60, then you roll 60 dice. It's going to be like 20 mortals. And obviously they're really good at getting it off because of all the casting bonuses, and also it's 30-inch range with the Astro, which is bonkers. It's totally bonkers.
Wow.
Oh, we've got measuring sticks on the table.
Oh yeah, I love my measuring sticks.
So it means something's gonna happen.
I feel like this is all the deployment of everything in the sky. That's what we got.
Here we go.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, here we go. So this for me right here is what Stuart's talking about is potentially the game. The positioning of the Slann and the Salamanders that Sam's going to bring down, depending on where he goes.
It's going everywhere.
Interesting. It looks like he's going to teleport that one Salamander.
Okay.
That Luke didn't kill on his turn. Yeah.
So it looks like the Slann staying where it is then?
Yeah, so if the Slann's staying where it is, he's probably going to bring everything down and just try and shoot stuff off. That's my guess.
Interesting. There's a salamander on a tower.
How fast are the sharks? Are they pretty fast?
Yep. I think it's it's either 12 or 14. Yeah, I think it's 14. Yeah, it's 14. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think he's thinking that even if he puts them around here, that the sharks can still get over there? So.
Yeah, he'd have to go pretty far in the corner. Yeah, it's a big commitment because on round 2 they get run and charge. So yeah, you'd have to go pretty far. I mean, against the sharks, it's not too bad because I believe with IDONETH you can only run, shoot, or charge. Like you can't do all of them. So like if you make the sharks run and charge, you do kind of reduce output a lot because they can't shoot. So yeah, it's interesting.
So we're hearing that Luke is offering to Sam to put the salamander on top of the building. So there's a bit of gamesmanship going on there.
I feel like
Sam.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing.
we've got some commando
Unfortunately.
Chameleon Skinks up there.
Oh.
Metal Gear Solid style. That's actually pretty nice sniping spot for them.
That's what they do, right?
They just go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my!
I mean, if I'm going to be totally honest about camos, like if you can't place them on the side of a building or top of the building, they're just not playable. So it's fair enough, I think. Yeah.
I feel like they should be able to move through terrain as if they'd fly, so you could just crawl up walls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the spider fang grot things. What they call spider riders.
I remember back in 7th we used to do something called a skink ball. You used just pick up all your skinks and like in a pile in your hand and just like drop them in a forest, and that's where they were.
Oh god. Oh
For all
god.
those old style players in the old GW forests.
Oh god. Oh
Skink
god.
ball had been activated.
Oh Emperor. I'm gonna have to start saying corn and stuff like that. I don't think our Lord and Saviour Slanesh will help us here.
Yeah, he's loving it.
What is
I
going
don't
on
think
here?
Slanesh is helping anyone at the moment. He's got his own problems.
Skink
Yeah.
handlers.
Now, key thing is that IDONETH are in cover on turn 1, right? So the stuff that's in the Turtle's aura is going to be +2 save. So Salamanders will just be hitting either 4-up save or if he uses all-out defense, 3-up save. But these 2 sharks on the corner here, I don't think you're in the Leviathan's range. So in that case, it'd be 5-up. And then obviously with Salamanders, you've got the mortals though. If they roll a 6 to hit, they do D3 mortals instead of their normal damage. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, if Sam spikes, then could be horrific here, right?
I'm hoping
Yeah, I mean,
Luke dies horrifically in this turn from salamanders and chameleon skinks peppering with darts. Well, that's just me. That was not a constructive criticism. That was what I entail the game shall have for me.
Wait, do you mean Luke's army or just Luke?
The army. No. I've got something different in mind for Luke in real life.
It's a family show, Liam. It's a family show.
Oh, I'm going to the Bahamas. He's going to teach me how to play AOS. Don't know why the Bahamas has to do anything with it, but it'll be pretty cool, wouldn't it? What's going on here?
we got some skinks coming down.
We've got an
There's a
alpha
little
skink.
screen.
He's blue.
Oh, this is very nice. So, so he is thinking about whether he doesn't get the double as well, right? Almost.
Yeah, although I think it kind of doesn't matter because he can just fly over.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's sort of one of those games of Warhammer where just the normal practices of the game just don't work because the armies just have bonkers mobility and are also kind of the same army. Like, if you compare sharks and salamanders, it's really not that different. It's a pretty similar war scroll.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a weird game, I think. Yeah, the players they haven't played it exactly how I was expecting. I wasn't expecting Luke to go so ham on turn 1. I think Sam's doing more or less the textbook play here with salamanders, which is drop down and go for the double. Yeah.
That's a lot.
I think the guys are like, we'll just play this game and get it over and done with as quick as possible.
I mean, this is the way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is what I live for. Quick, decisive games.
I mean, if Sam gets the double here, it's gonna hurt. Like, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, we want Sam to get the double.
We need to give him the power of admin so he can make his dice roll a 6.
Yeah.
What are these Sally's doing?
I don't know. Maybe they're going to set up in the pyramid.
Ah.
Looks like they're trying to construct like a peace treaty at the moment. I'm not sure what they're doing there. He might be using them to check, if he charges where he's going to end up or something. Maybe that's what they're for. Or, oh no, they're the ones getting out of the pyramid. Right, there were 2 Sallies in the pyramid, so
There was,
he has to
wasn't
get
there?
out.
Just move,
Yeah, so he has to get out more than 3 away. That's what he's doing now. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's just we'll see how he spikes with his rolls, right? And then priority, and then sort of go from there. But like how it is right now, I think if Luke gets the turn, the turtle does loads of impact hits as well, right?
Yeah, I just think he might actually struggle to get his sharks into those units that are kind of stacked on the right there with the 10 skinks.
Okay.
Just because he's going to have to move like more than kind of 3 away from those front salamanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it might be difficult. And obviously he can't move on top of the Realmshaper because it's a garrisonable terrain feature, so you can't, like run on top and then charge down, which would be the normal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
it does sort of
KP
depend where
said-
the objective lands. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. In the start of 2, right? KP saying that also running the eels turn 1 could have created a safe zone. What do you guys think of that?
This is too much Warhammer information for me today. I reckon it might have stopped those salamanders being so far close to the rest of the stuff, but I don't know how that would have entailed. This is probably the worst question to ask me. Let's have a zoom in.
Yeah, I think I agree with KP. Like, if you do auto run 60 the eels, then yeah, he's right. There would have been a whereby the Sallies would have had to shoot the eels first, and then the sharks. He wouldn't have killed the sharks as fast as probably what he's going to do now. But
Yeah, and all the stuff that came in 9 inches away would have been further back as well. Now looking at it,
yeah,
so it would have put him in a corner.
so we're seeing some action at the back there. Looks like the camo's shooting at the thralls, are they?
So it looks like 4 are missing, 3 are missing from this unit, and how many are missing from this unit?
4 thralls dead from. I think that's from the salamander, and the camos are going next. There you go. So
Yeah, he's probably just looking to ping off like a bunch of wounds on each of the units because they have terrible bravery. I mean, IDONETH in general have bad bravery, so if you can just ping off like, 1 model here and there, you can only save 1 of them, so
yeah,
you might lose some to battle shock. Yeah.
well, he's killed 7 from that unit.
All right. Well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, they're in trouble, aren't they? It's
I
I mean, just for the viewers, we have ruled that the icon bearers from the Thralls are unit champions, so they can issue commands to their own unit. So, I mean, I think he is within 18 of the general, but even if he wasn't, yeah, they can issue inspiring presence to their own unit.
Interesting. So you know how the Mighty Thralls have no eyes? Is there any point of a Chameleon Skink camoing to like stealth if it just can't see it?
I mean,
I thought you were going to say, is there any point in shooting him in the eye?
They've got like little eye holes, but it's just, maybe they see through that weird little rune on the head. Who
Oh, like a
knows?
third eye kind of thing?
Yeah, but a magical third eye.
this seems like a lot of sixes from some salamanders into some Ishling Guard.
Oh no.
Is this D3 mortals? This what he's rolling right now?
That's
Oh, here
pretty...
we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 mortals, is that? 9, yeah, 9 mortals into the Ishling Guard.
Oh,
Jeez.
Take it off. Take it off.
put it in the
Oh,
bin.
it's just going to hurt. This is going to really hurt because once those goes down, you know, he gets into the GC units. Now, I hope he's positioned it in a way where he's not going to shoot himself out of range because that would be a disaster. But I think he's probably okay. Yeah.
Oh, Matt Mallow's in the chat. What's happening? The real Matt Davies. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, he says, can't wait for Prio into 3. Yeah.
I just want to see
It's,
smashing and bashing.
It's a big one.
Yeah, but I think I think he's going to is that Ishlan going to cause problems with the 1 wound left? Like,
I think he's trying to shoot it off with the 10 skinks, probably. I think
Throw their
that's what we're rolling
spears or
now.
something.
Yes, I mean, he has a few ways to kind of... it looks like he saved it. Yeah. So he's going to need another way. It's always the thing, isn't it, with IDONETH? If you leave one guy on. I don't know what else he has to deal with this. I think he's probably going to have to expend some salamanders. Right?
Has he not got the Skink Priest in the Ziggurat that's got a shooting attack?
That's what he's doing now. All right, this is his last hope, or else it's 2 salamanders wasted.
oh, we got some hits. Oh no, he didn't spend a CP. What's wrong with him?
It's interesting. Yeah, I actually think you're right. Yeah.
Wounds.
Okay, you got the wound
wound.
through. It needs to fail to save, or it's a disaster.
Oh, he failed it. I don't know. He's failed
Oh!
it. Yeah.
Whoa!
Okay, alright, so yeah. Crisis averted for Sam because that would have been 2 salamanders wasted. So now he should be able to take out some of the sharks here, which is really what he wants to do. So this unit of 2 salamanders next to the Realmshaper, I think we'll shoot the 2 sharks next to the kind of house terrain feature.
Yep.
And yeah, we probably do about, I think it's like 6 damage on average. So it probably won't kill a shark. But we'll see how it goes.
Interesting.
It does mean that the other shark, the other salamander, is potentially closer to them as well, so they can pump into those as well. So, I mean, he's going to unload a lot of hurt here, right? So we're just seeing the salamander shots going now.
All right, let's go.
Oh
Here we
my.
go.
Oh, we've got no 6s so far off 8 dice. So that's a bit unlucky, but only a couple of misses. Seems like all out attack was expanded there.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't
Okay.
great rolling, I don't think. Oh, he's popped the
Okay.
triumph as well. He's going for it.
So we got 3d3 damage, which is 3.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh no.
he's got 3 from 3d3. Yeah, that's a bit rubbish.
Should have really took one shark out there, right? But that's, I mean, kind of evens up from the Skink Priest popping a Ishling Guard, right?
Yeah, and he did mega spike on the first time he shot into the Slann Guard, so I think it's probably fair enough. But it is always a bit tilted when you spend the all-out attack and triumph and then roll crap, and then when you don't spend it, you roll well. Like, it's always a bit bit strange. Okay, and we got the next unit shooting so far. We got 2 6s on the hits, and then 3 other hits going through. Guys haven't loaded for me. Okay. And then it looks like we've got 5d3 in total, which is huge.
Ooh.
What have we got on the damage?
Is that 11 damage?
6, 10, 11, yeah. That's crazy.
How many wounds has a shark got?
8, yeah. So it's 1 and 3 wounds, which is great. Yeah, I mean that's more than you would expect. Yeah, that's. I mean, again, he spent the triumph on the other unit and did 3 damage, and then didn't spend anything on this unit and did 11 damage.
So swingy, it's unreal. This is what we want to see, though. Salamander action.
It says D3 damage units, isn't it?
Yeah. So what's has he got 2 more units to shoot as well?
I think it's 1 more unit of 2 salamanders. The probably the purple ones, I think, haven't shot yet. Okay, looks like we got 1 6 so far, and then 4 wounds going through with bad save rolls. 3 go through, so 43 damage. So if he rolls average here, he should kill 1.
Oh.
Do you see another shark go down here?
Oh no.
No. 6 damage.
Oh, no.
That was below.
Now, the chip damage here, like, is fine. He doesn't really have a way to heal any of the units. And also, because of Unleash Hell, like, if you've got a guy with 2 wounds left, there is a way for him to die before you get into combat, so...
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Yeah.
So, are we saying that was a successful? I don't know if that was too successful, but
I think that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Because now if he gets the double, I think they'll all die pretty much, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and then if he kills all the sharks and he's just got thralls and the 2 buff pieces left, I think he's fine. Yeah.
How good are sharks in combat?
I believe they got some dudes on top, and then they're 3 attacks, 3/3s, neg 2 ren 2 damage.
Oh.
And if the unit within 3 of them has already taken damage, then their bites get an extra attack. So they're 4 attacks, 3/3s, neg 2 damage. Now he's in Fuethan, so I believe he's rerolling wounds of 1 in combat on the mounts. So they're also rerolling 1s to wound. He also gets +1 to wound from the Eidolon. And then I think he also gets... Fabian, do you know? He gets another buff, right? I think it's reroll 1s to hit.
Yeah, he does. Right? Yeah, he gets reroll 1s to hit. Yeah, I think that's from the Eidolon as well, I believe.
I think it's on turns 2 and 4 in Fuethan.
Sorry,
right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's from the actual the book itself, isn't it? Sorry, I know we play armies that don't give you any of these free buffs.
Well, normally you don't have to think about it because you get the Chameleon King to just give you the reroll 1s, but I mean, lately people haven't been taking him so much, so yeah, I think it's reroll 1s to hit in shooting and combat, which is important on turns 2 and 4. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the Sharks, in previous editions have been a bit of a meme unit. And, it was just all Morsar Guard. And now we've just had kind of like the flip to the other side. So now, Morsar Guard are a bit of a meme unit. And yeah, the Sharks are the new thing. Initially, we thought everyone was going to take the net launchers to stop piling in. But it turns out that just the raw damage output from the harpoon launchers, which are 4 attacks, 3/3s, neg 1 damage at 24 inches. So if you got 2 of them, it's 8 attacks. Yeah, turns out that's just great for killing off heroes and even just damaging units.
Yeah, that's very true. The raw output, it's kind of changed, isn't it? The meta at the moment, it's all about as much damage as you can do. Things like gargants and other units like horrors and stuff. You just need to do as much damage as possible right now. So yeah, it is a lot better. Sam failing a charge first of all. I think he rolled like a 4 or something. Chose to re-roll it with a CP and has got a 10. So he's looking like he's going to go and try and finish off. Maybe the Alapex that's got 2 wounds left, and maybe try and spike into the one that's got 7 left. Maybe so.
Yeah. Now, an important thing to know is that sharks are every 6. So if you kill one, if he rolls a 6, the other one runs. So there's going to be some nerve-wracking battle shock tests here, I think, for Luke, because he's going to have to probably CP the Thralls at the back to keep them from running, because they're bravery 6 as well, I think. So, I mean, yeah, 1 plus D6 will run. So, yeah, he's going to have to just be rolling roll battle shocks here. So if Sam can just ping off this one shark that's got 2 wounds left in the middle group, yeah, he might be able to get lucky and kill one off of a battle shock. And I think if that happens, then we've only got 4 sharks left on the board. Oh no, it would be 3 sharks left on the board. Which even if Luke gets the turn, then yeah, it's going to be interesting. He doesn't have retreat and charge, so those, I mean, potentially 2 of them are going to be stuck in combat, and he just has those 2 next to the building. And they're probably going to have to cop an Unleash Hell, and one of them might go down from that. I think they've only taken 3 wounds. But, yeah, it's interesting. I think Sam has put himself in a pretty good position here.
I think he's played a blinder so far. I think, even if Luke goes next, I think, yeah, especially with the, like you said, with the actual bravery rolls as well, right? I mean, if Sam gets a bit lucky here, pops up a couple of sharks, all of a sudden Luke's not got much left on the board, right?
Yeah, and those bodies at the back as well. Like I think I think all of those units have taken a few wounds, so he's gonna have to take them as well. So there's gonna be a bit of a nerve-wracking battle shock phase from Luke, I think.
So he's got the charge in. He's gone in, hit him with the salamanders. See what he does here.
Oh man.
And the salamanders do D3 damage in combat as well, right?
Yeah, they do. They're 3 attacks though. Outside of Coalesced, yeah. It's the same profile, except just 1 less attack.
Of course it is.
It's alright, guys. We're only going to see a few more of these games before hopefully they get nerfed. I mean, can you believe that they were ever 80 points? Like, they're potentially going to go up to like 140. I mean, I don't think any unit has ever gone up like 180% before, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Oh wait, what? Yeah, he's taken off that shark, and he's put 4 wounds onto the other one as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's done great here. I mean, if he gets the turn here, like it's just like all dead. It's gonna be rough. I mean, the Eidolons can have to do some like major heavy lifting. I think you have to take some Unleash Hells and roll well on his his 3 damage weapon. That's like the spikiest thing in the world. And so he can get through those handlers. I mean, the problem with the Skinks is like Sam always has the option to just like break coherency, kill off one of the salamanders, and then on Luke's turn just rally the salamander back.
Yeah. It's
just super irritating to deal with. Like, you're in combat with the salamander, he just breaks coherency, leaves 1 alive, and then rallies on your turn and gets the other one back. It's like mega irritating. And then you have to charge him again, so then he can unleash hell you. It's mega rough. I've talked to Sam a lot about this Tommy, and there's lots of like little things like that it does get some flack, the salamander build, but there are some little things that are kind of hard to play with, I think.
Yeah, it turns out he's done. It, going straight for it was the best way of going for it, right? Rather than more conservative play. Looks like just going straight for the raw output damage. You know, you sow the beans, you get the rewards, right?
Yeah.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, I just made it up.
Oh. You play with feathers, you get bum tickled. There you go.
So Luke used a CP for all-out defense there. So Liam, do you wanna zoom in onto his CP and amount and see how many he's got left?
He's got 0.
Yeah, it's on his side of the board. Yeah, keep going down. Yeah, can you see that number down there?
It's a whole lot of 0.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I had to zoom in. It's a whole lot of 0.
Now, the Thralls get re-roll Battle Shock, which, it's always one of those, like, it's one of those awkward ones where I think the Hobgrots get it as well. It's like a mega low bravery unit, like Thralls are bravery 6, and it's like, oh, you get re-roll Battle Shock. It's like, whoa. Does that really matter? Like, yeah. I mean, on the unit, the stake is 7 wounds here.
We're gonna do priority over where Sam's dice tray is.
Oh, Luke's got it.
It looks like Luke's won it. It looks like it.
What's happening with the Battle Shock? Are they?
So Luke rolled a 1 for a shark, 1 for another shark, and then I think he rolled like a 2 or something for the other thrall. So he only lost 1 thrall basically.
Okay, and then he got the priority.
Yeah, and then he got the priority as well. Yeah, I'll get JP. I'll get JP back over. See how
turn 2. Oh man.
See how the table's going.
So how many points did Sam end that on? Let's just have a look at this little scoreboard in game.
Yeah, should be 2. He got the Savage Spearhead off. Yeah.
So we're currently 2 each going into Luke's, right?
Interesting. Interesting to see what happens here now.
Okay, they're rolling for the objective, which they should have done before they picked the turn, but I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Luke was never giving that away, right?
Nah. I think the choices in this game onwards, I think, are pretty obvious. I don't think, that's going to change much. Now, it has landed in a position that I thought was going to be bad for Luke, but with the way that Sam has played it, this is horrific for Sam. Like, this is actually, like, awful. He's only got 10 skinks off the board, I think. So, other than the summoning, he's kind of just where he is for the rest of the game. So, he's going to really hope that the ideal scenario is that Luke commits a lot to this objective for some reason, and then the 2 other objectives land on the side where his units are already there. That's
what he's hoping.
That's the ideal thing. Yeah.
I think the other thing though is it really does come down to the turn 3 ones, because even both, like, especially because how these early turns have gone, it reminds me of the sort of game that's just not going to be about objectives so much. Like, so many things are going to be dead. This turn 2 objective, people are probably going to put a toe on it, to make sure they get some points in battle tactics, but it's probably going to come down to the sort of the actual blood of it for what happens here next. Because there's a good chance someone is almost entirely dead. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the armies tabled by turn 5 or before turn 5.
Now, with that said, I mean, Seraphon do have a lot of late game reach, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
I mean, even if Sam loses a lot here, if he just keeps his head in it and just plays a really tight game for the rest of the game, I think he's still going to be fine.
Agreed. I think that's probably a good point for just Warhammer players in general, right? A lot of people, morning, Matt. A lot of people can have their head down when they come up a double against like this, and it often looks bad, right? You're going to take a lot of damage, but then it's your turn, and you're up for possibly another double, and it's just important to just, you just keep playing it out, you just keep playing tight, like, and as you said, like, one of the reasons that, these are top armies, like Seraphon and Deepkin, but it's because they've got options even when they're up against it, So, I definitely agree that the game is not over.
Mm.
I think it's one of those priorities as well that would have been more impactful if it had gone to Seraphon.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it would have let Seraphon to close the game out a lot harder than it's going to let Deepkin close it out now.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this Sally's list has been played a lot on various streams, and like the way it tends to happen is like if the Sallys get the double into 2, the game's over, and if they don't, the game is like fine.
You're waiting for you're waiting for the double into 3, you know. Like
then the game's just like kind of a normal game. It's it's
absolutely.
interesting. It's such a strong list.
Darren was saying exactly the same thing. He played this list. Darren Watson played this at Six Nations, and he was saying in 4 of his games he got the double into 2, 4 out of 5, and the game was basically over. And then in the one game he didn't, he got the double into 3, and then the game is over. So, as you say, and Sam was saying he's played this matchup multiple times, and he doesn't sound worried about it. So, again, you'd love to win the prio and just slap it about, but there's nothing wrong with losing prio, extending, except for people have to watch Luke play a longer game of Warhammer.
Oh my. I do not like watching Luke for too long. I guess the benefit is we don't have to listen to him.
Yeah.
Now Luke's done a classic Luke Morton move we hear, which is put the shark on top of the building.
Yeah, well, the skinks that went on top of the building were Luke's idea as well. He was like, by the way, you can just slap stuff on top of the building if you want.
They have the high ground. So rather than committing his whole thing over to the other side of the board for the objective, it looks like he's just going to put his the Mighty Thralls on it, capture it, and then hopefully wipe out this corner.
I would even... I mean, the Thralls are probably too far away to help in the combat. But yeah, as we were saying, if I have spare units, I'd put I'd tow onto the objective. But if I was in Luke's position, and I didn't have Thralls that could get onto the objective, I wouldn't even be too worried about it. Like, again, the early game, the turn 2 objective is only worth 2 points, and later each objective is going to be worth 5. So it really is about fighting it out, and then you can score 15. I played this match at Six Nations, and I was down so many points, and I scored 2 objectives in turn 4 and turn 5, and turned the game from where I was way behind to where I was way ahead because of how the scoring works. So it's definitely a consideration. Obviously, you want to get the points if they're free, but you want to focus on making sure you're in a good position battle-wise.
Yeah.
It's definitely not one of the battle plans where you can get ahead early and then, scramble.
Is this a redeploy that we're seeing here?
Yeah, so he's redeployed the 10 skink screen. He's going to have to be really careful about how he does this. But the plan is to block the Leviathan. The plan is to block the Leviathan from charging in those 2 Sallys at the back. The problem I can see is one of these sharks tagging everything there, and Luke just going, I'm just going to kill everything on the other side.
Sure. And then you're... Yeah.
Depends if Luke's going to be happy with that. He could also just go for the classic play where you just slam the front of the screen and then just stay outside of 3 of the salamanders.
Sure.
And then kill the screen and then pile in so that he can get better activation order. Obviously, it's not turn 3, so he can't just go first with his whole army. Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. I think you've got a lot of options, as you say, right? And there is going to be that value to tying stuff up just so you're controlling the flow. But Salamanders is also, as opposed to a lot of shooting units, they got decent slap and melee as well. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you're, there's just a lot of stuff to be thinking about for both players.
Yeah, this red shark, I think, could do some interesting things. He might just be used to take the Unleash Hell, because someone's going to have to take it here.
Mm-hmm.
but he might also be able to do some sneaky tag thing with depending on how the activations go. You can see Luke on the other side is just moving his thralls up to take this objective. There are still 5 camos in that building there. I'm not sure what they're going to do for the rest of this game. They're a little bit interesting. I think Sam put them in the list for probably Savage Spearhead, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he got Savage Spearhead last turn. Or,
Yeah,
in fact,
you can just teleport 1 unit over and then teleport the camos in, and it's pretty low commitment. So there's 1 Salamander, I think, behind them. Okay, and it looks like Luke's decided that he wants to go deal with
that Salamander. Yeah, makes sense. But again, like that's still, it's pulling the thrall sort of away from potentially where new objectives are and all that. So, you got your battle tactic and whatever else out of it. So, something I was displeased with this. But
so it's going to be a very interesting charge phase. It's
yeah, and this is really where the sort of micro of EOS comes in. I think the most important thing is in general your macro, your strategy, your game plan, but it is times like this as well where good players can get a lot of extra mileage out of exactly how you do your charges, exactly how you do your pile-ins, making sure you get, you tag what you want to tag, you get favorable combats for yourself.
I believe it's the shooting phase now for Luke.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he just puts a bunch into the Skinks. Just tries to clear like a lot of them off. Looks like he's cleared that Salamander off, so that Shark is free to charge, but that's going to be pretty long. It's probably like an 8 or something, just guessing. Just for the viewers, that Shark that's on top of the building is actually not on top of the building. He's on the floor next to the other Shark. Okay. Yeah, that is unfortunately how that works in Age of Sigmar.
It's just swimming.
I mean, otherwise you'd have to charge down the whole building, and it'd be just a complete mess. So, that is what it is. Okay. And it looks like he's shooting the Shark into the yellow sallies, and Sam spent all out defense. Obviously, just got command points for days because he's playing Seraphon.
Yeah, I'm there.
He's loving it.
That's one of the things. Again, you think a lot about salamanders and all that, but like, it's every turn they're generating so many CP that it's just not even really a resource for them.
The Slann itself is just quite nice. Obviously, the 3 dice, and then it's on.
Yeah.
Is it 4s or 5s for command points?
4s. I think it was 4s, right?
I believe it's 4s. But then the Skink Priests or whatever, they've got a similar thing, but it's on 5s.
Exactly, yeah. So it's just you're very comfy with CP.
How good's the Leviathan in shooting? I haven't really noticed.
I don't think it's got great shooting.
I think it's just 2 Sharks, isn't it, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just 2 Sharks, yeah. He is getting reroll 1s to hit this turn, because it's turn 2. And then he'll get reroll 1s to wound in melee. So I mean his damage is like highest on this turn. So
yeah, and it's good. It's so consistent. Even with salamanders, they do good damage, but it's swinging based on how many 6s are you actually getting. Whereas the Deepkin army is very much like 2s and 3s, 2s and 2s, rerolling 1s, and you're almost always doing your expected output.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that also benefits if you're Luke is obviously a very good Deepkin player, very experienced, and it means you can really plan on doing exactly what he expects. Just every combat.
Okay, now we have seen some shooting going to the front screen of 10 Skinks here. Sam has to be really careful about how he removes these, because he doesn't want that Leviathan coming into that big unit there. Because if the Leviathan rolls well, like he will just flat kill the unit of two
Yeah,
salamanders
100%.
with those big the what is it, Ren 2 damage 4 attacks off the fins, and then obviously he's got the bite as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my. I want to see more bloodshed. I need more.
And one thing, again, it is also possible though. You don't have to stay in coherency when you're removing casualties from your unit, so you can sort of leave them so that you'll die from the coherency check, but that doesn't happen until the battle shock phase, so you can sort of stay safe by blocking pile-ins with your soon to be removed skinks. Looks like he's taking too much damage for that to be entirely relevant, but is a good tip in general.
Ooh. Ooh.
We got charges coming out. Yeah, now it looks to me like the textbook play from Luke here. Send the lowest health shark.
Yep.
Into the block of 4 salamanders. Just take the only shell and then charge the Leviathan. And you should be able to just mortal wound off the 2 salamanders, the 2 skinks in front with the impact hits.
Yep.
And then I don't know if he can stay out of 3. He might be able to do that. If he can, he's kind of hit the jackpot. If the shark dies and then the Leviathan's out of 3, because then he can just go with the other side first. Kill off those 2 salamanders and then the Leviathan can swing for free. Yeah.
Get a budget always strikes first.
Yeah. Yeah, if he can get that off, that's going to be huge. There's not a huge amount of counterplay from Sam, but he might want to consider holding the Unleash Hell when the red shark charges and doing it on the other side. Because if he kills the shark, in some ways that's actually worse than if he didn't. If the Leviathan can stay out of 3. So he wants to measure if the Leviathan could stay outside of 3. If he can, then you don't want to shoot the shark and you shoot on the other side. And that way he can't get the always strikes first, and you're going to be able to hit the Leviathan with the salamanders before he strikes. And it's a bit of an ask trying to bracket him, because you do have to do 9 wounds.
Yeah, I sort of...
looks like we've done that. Yeah, he's charged the red shark in. It looks like Sam's measuring the Leviathan.
Yeah. It's... He doesn't have any great Unleash Hell targets here, right? Like, he's unlikely to kill... I mean, it's possible. You could spike some 6s and kill the shark. But, you're sort of looking more for 5 or 6 wounds on the shark rather than 7, where just sort of, if you were going to straight out kill it. So yeah, you might be thinking about bracketing the, as you say, bracketing the Leviathan instead.
Unleash Hell on single shark. This is where all the 6s pop out now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I think there's a potential rule problem here with the Leviathan. If he's shot, he's not going to be able to charge. As KP points out in the chat, because you can't run, shoot, and charge. You can only do one of them.
At the Leviathan shot?
Yeah, so we need to find out if the Leviathan is shot. If he has shot, then he's not allowed to charge. Yeah, that's actually a key point.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we should probably... Okay, looks like... Yeah, it looks like he's putting the skinks back.
Oh, so yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think Luke should really know that, to be honest. Considering how much he's played IDONETH, he really should... I didn't think Sam should give him that. I think he should not be able to charge here, but...
we're playing in the spirit of the game, Sam.
Okay.
No, but no,
that's very nice of Sam. Yeah.
Oh my.
Okay. I mean, now it looks quite different to me. Now it looks like, you just unleash Hell the Shark, and then...
And then the Leviathan's going into the skinks anyways.
I think this is going downhill very quickly.
Who?
For Mr. Luke.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
It looks tough, doesn't it? And it's never good when it looks tough on your own turn. But I mean, I think the thing about the Seraphon list is it's got late game mobility for sure. But when the salamanders are dead, that's basically all the damage out of the list. So it could end up very scrappy. You know, people just sort of moving around with units that don't do so much damage. I think it probably will definitely have a good idea of what's going on at the end of this combat phase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we'll have a good vision, but it's, you know, Luke will lose a lot of guys, but again, the Slann doesn't do that much once the salamanders are gone. Like the army just sort of degrade when all the salamanders are dead. Now that said, there are some summoning points in the bank. I think it's 10 summoning points to summon one salamander, and I believe I can't see where the marker is, but I think he's on 7. Yeah, so
he'll get it next turn.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, 100% the right play here for Luke is to blow up the engine, because if he does and Sam rolls a 1 on the Astro, that's like gigantic. Like, it's actually
so monstrous rampage on the engine.
Yeah, he should definitely do that.
Can the Slann die on the 1 as well?
The Slann is currently sitting at the back.
So Slann got out. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But the Skink Priest, the 5 Saurus Guard, and the Astro, I'll roll in there, and we'll have to roll for it.
And could all die.
Yeah, and if you kill the Skink Priest there, that's like actually huge. Now, obviously, he can actually target what's in the engine right now with the Leviathan. So if he decides he doesn't want to go into these Skinks, he can target what's in the engine, but it will be -1 to hit and +1 save.
Yeah, I feel like you're putting everything into the salamanders, right? Most of the time.
Well, the problem Luke has, and I think it's why it's kind of going downhill for him, is he selected these Skinks to be broken ranks for his battle tactic.
Oh, okay.
Now, if I were him, I probably would have done Savage Spearhead this turn because
he's getting it for free.
You know, now I actually think the right play might be to actually just, you know, not even do the battle tactic.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I think you now that you see it, you know, I assume he was relying on the shooting and didn't think of his shooting charging rule, and I think you just bin off the battle tactic, especially as we discussed, because your battle tactics, you know, in a lot of missions, score 1, score 2, score more. Your battle tactic is worth one round of primaries. In this one, your battle tactic isn't even worth 1 primary. So yeah, I don't think you sacrifice killing salamanders for the battle tactic if it was me. But it looks like
now. Okay, we've got a bit of caster curse happen here, so. Okay. One thing did happen. So Leviathan does more wounds when he charges on a 2-up. Everything within 1 inch, and if it has a wound characteristic of 1, it takes D6 instead of D3. Sure. And he's rolled a 6 on the Skinks.
Well, there you go.
6 mortal wounds to the Skinks. So he's got 1 left. Now, Luke obviously has to go with the Alapex first here, because if he doesn't, then he's breaking the battle tactic. I mean, he could decide. I mean, the closest unit in this case is the Realmshaper engine, so he might be able to
pile in wherever he wants, kind of.
But the problem is that it's interesting because Sam, it's actually quite interesting how this is going to go, because Sam could obviously pile the Skink Alpha behind the Shark. But then the Shark can obviously just kill the Skink Alpha. So what's going to happen here is Sam's got to go into the Alapex if Luke decides to go into the 2 Salamanders on the left here, which I think is probably the right play. And then Luke can pile in with the Leviathan because the Realmshaper is the closest unit. Get around, and he's got 2 inches on the fins. Everything else is 1 inch. So he should be able to get that Skink Alpha there with the fins.
It is. It's almost. It's almost one of those things where when you roll that 6, you're sort of you just need to do 1 wound to a low save characteristic Skink, which almost makes you more in danger of messing the turn up. You know, because you're like, you don't want to overcommit damage into the want to overcommit damage into the skink, right? Because you do need to deal with the salamanders. But if you you don't want to put one attack into it, which, or even if it's on 2s and 2s or whatever, is reasonably likely to miss. So you're sort of put in an awkward spot of just how exactly how much damage are you putting into this one skink to make sure you kill it, but not to risk,
Yeah, there's always that nervousness with splitting attacks. Like,
yeah.
Do I really want to put 8 damage worth of attacks into one skink? And
Exactly.
the answer to that is probably.
Yeah. No, I think you're totally right. And you know what happens as soon as you put 8 attacks in, the first one just kills it, and it was all wasted. But yeah, as you say. But again, it's interesting again, right? Do you just give up? I mean, the Viadon, if it kills the skink, also gets a bonus point for your battle tactic. But I would still almost be thinking here about if there's a world where I do just put one attack into the skink and just say, look, if I fail the battle tactic, I fail the battle tactic. But
yeah, or even just don't even bother and just kill everything inside the Realmshaper engine. And
yeah. I think I would put I would put one in, a token 1. Just to be like, look, it's 3 free points if I because he is hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, or whatever he's on. So, but yeah, I think I might just say, look, if the one attack doesn't go through, then it doesn't go through, and it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, the bonus point's a big one. It does look like he's decided to go with the shark, maybe. Or maybe they're measuring. Oh, it looks like he's 0.1 out of the skink.
With the
with the fins, yeah. So he does have to go with the Alapex first.
Okay.
To get the battle tactic, and he's not going to be able to get the bonus point from the Viadon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be 5.1 anyway because he's going to have to slightly go around the pyramid.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so again, again makes me think you don't worry that much about it. How much damage are the shark attacks? It has a pro pop of the little guys on top, right? Just looking it up now.
Yeah. So it's got, I think it's 4 attacks for the guys on top, on memory. Maybe it's more than that. 6. So 6 3/3s, no round 1 damage.
Sure.
And the bottom will be 4 attacks, 3/2s, negative 2 damage.
So yeah, you maybe do just put 2 attacks from the guys on top into the skink, and just, again, as we said, you just see what happens more than you worry, because completing that battle tactic and then leaving a salamander alive seems like you're not gonna. Those 2 points are not gonna be enough value.
Okay, looks like he's put the guys on top
into the
skink, and he's taken it off.
Okay.
And then I don't know what's happened with the other attacks.
Unless he, don't tell me he put everything into it. Don't do me like that.
I think I don't know. Okay, looks like he's rolling the other attacks, so we get 2 attacks going through. I mean, 4 damage is not going to do anything in this situation, so it really doesn't matter.
I'm just asking if all the attacks went into the skink.
Battle tactic for Luke has been achieved, though.
Yeah.
Broken run.
Fabian's just typing now about the distribution of attacks. 3 bites. Okay, so the 3 bites went into the salamander, and the guys on top went into the skink.
But he's only got 2 through, and
so that's
Sam didn't save any, but it's not because he's got 2 handlers, so it's just it's killing off 2 handlers, doing 2 wounds to skink, so to a salamander. So
a salamander's left on 1 wound.
Yeah, so it doesn't actually achieve anything. That's the thing with salamanders. Like it's a classic no half measures thing where it's like, if you don't kill off a salamander, it's just pointless. So
yeah, so that's sort of exactly what we were saying, right? I think I would have rather failed the battle tactic and killed the salamander, but we'll see what the score looks like at the end. It's definitely a hard decision.
The problem is if he kills 1 salamander and then the shark dies and those sallies are out of combat, he'll just rally the other one back.
Rally them back.
Yeah.
But the shark is reasonably more likely to survive versus 1 salamander than 2. Right, he's still on 7. Oh, he's on 4. Okay. He's dead no matter
Yeah.
what. That shark. Then.
Yeah, he's dead. So I mean, this is looking really bad for Luke. Like, there's no two ways about it, because he's going to kill off these 2 salamanders on the left here, and then I don't think he's going to kill anything in the engine. Probably, he's going to have to roll really well. And he's only killed 3 salamanders on his turn.
Yeah,
and Sam still has 5 left on the board, and
one in
can
the
summon
one in
another
the
one.
summon. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he's still got. I don't think Luke blew up the Realmshaper, did he? No.
No, I don't think so. He probably roared something.
I think he really should have blown up that Realmshaper.
I think you're right. I actually didn't even think of it. I think I've used that ability one time, and I think it's a really good shout from you. But it's possible that he just didn't think of it.
Yeah, I mean, against Seraphon, like, I think it's just like the #1 play, because if he rolls any 1s on the heroes, it's just a complete disaster.
Also, there's not a lot of room
once.
even, right?
No, yeah, well, that's the other thing here. Like, he could probably pop out the back here, but he might have been able to engineer a scenario where if he put a shark at the back there somehow. Yeah. And the other key thing is, once you blow it up, you can move over it, because it doesn't use the rules anymore.
It's not a garrison. It's not garrisoned anymore.
So, like, there is a play where you, like, blow it up and then pile in on top of it. That's, like, another thing you can do in certain situations.
Yeah, that's a really smart idea. I didn't think of it, which doesn't mean that Luke didn't think of it, but it's possible. It's possible that you're just, he's focused on killing the salamanders, goes for the roar, and didn't quite think of blowing up the Realmshaper.
I mean, the roar's good. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Makes it more certain that you're going to kill the salamanders, but yeah.
What's the roll for blowing up a piece of terrain? Is it a 2-up?
I think it's a 3-up. Yeah,
oh, it's a 3-up.
It's 2-up in Gargants. Yeah.
2-up for the Gatebreaker. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. Now, one thing with the Realmshaper, it can't blow up itself, which obviously in this situation would be mega, but no, it has to be another terrain feature. So probably that kind of tower thing that the shark is on next to the Realmshaper is probably an ideal target.
And it blows up harder if it's really close, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be on a 2-up for each enemy unit within 3. Which I think Luke has done pretty well here to kind of keep his units outside of 3. It's just the 2 sharks, it looks like. So, yeah, it looks like these most of his units are safe from it. He might just decide to blow up the 3 thralls in here and just see if he spikes that, so he can... I think there's still a spot there where he can get some units on and probably take the objective with a teleport.
Because it's 12 inches across and those thralls are only just on the side, so it looks like he should be able to get 4 25mm bases in, basically.
And we're 100% going to see the classic Starborn play here, where you teleport the Slann and then summon stuff in here, because he's got 10 Skinks still in the sky and he can summon as well. So that Slann is definitely not staying there. It's interesting whether Sam wants to invest a lot at this point for that one objective over there.
It does feel to me like one of the ones where you're happy to let those 2 points go to not compromise your position. So it's, if he had a free unit of Skinks, I'm sure he'd grab it, but I don't know because if you just drop some salamanders or whatever over there, thralls still hit fairly hard if they do get the turn and go for a long charge or something.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, it looks like Sam's dice have not gone well here.
It's into the shark? Or is this...
Okay.
Skink handler.
Okay.
Oh, Salamander on 1 wound.
You hate to see it.
Big sad.
Big snap.
Alright, looks like the sharks are attacking here.
Okay.
Yeah, going complete mental on the sallies. I don't think we've quite lifted that one left, but we have killed all the handlers and one of the salamanders. Okay, so looking at what we've got now, the turtle I don't think is attacked yet. So we would expect the Eidolon to attack next. Get off that one salamander and then...
And free the Leviathan up.
Yeah, now Sam's play here, given the activation, so he's got Nakdak's activation. He should pile over the 2 yellow salamanders around the Alopexes. I don't know how far one of them is, but he should do it so only one of them gets in combat, so he doesn't kill them. So then he can pile the 2 purple ones over before Luke can pile them Leviathan. So he can save those 2 salamanders from being in combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, now worst case scenario for Luke, he's going to be able to roll against the units in the Realmshaper with Leviathan.
Yeah, so then you're -1 to hit and +2 to save and all sorts of sad things.
But I mean, even then, he's probably still gonna be able to kill. You'd hope, like the Skink Priest.
It's definitely you're still gonna kill stuff. It's just, I mean, you can always just roll the 6 on the bite. 6 mortal wounds instantly remove something.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're seeing the Eidolon go in now. I think Luke is measuring to see whether he can hit something in the pyramid. Which I don't know how that's going to go. Eidolon's pretty unreliable sometimes with the rolls. We'll see what he decides to do. Again, I think no half measures. I think you have to kill the Salamander here.
Yeah.
If you don't, I think it's a disaster. So he's gonna have to split these attacks well. Obviously, with the Eidolon, it's a little bit awkward because he's only got like 1 good attack profile and then just a bunch of just garbage ones. So the Sphere of Repressed Fury, that's like 4 attacks, 3s, 2s, -2, and then 3 damage on the charge. He's gonna have to like split that up pretty well. And that is the 2-inch range one, and he's got the guys on the bottom, the fish. I believe they're 3-inch range with 2d6 attacks, but obviously it's just 4s and 4s, like crappy mount attacks. You do get reroll 1s for that because it's a mount, but
it's not...
Wait, what? The fish that just swim with it are mounts?
Yeah, they're a mount, so they get reroll 1s to wound.
It means you can't put Sword of Justice on them, so...
What?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay, looks like we're rolling for the Eidolon now. Yeah, it's interesting. Sam's got a lot of options in how he like micros the rest of this this combat phase. He's got a lot of activations he can float with the units in the Realmshaper, whereas Luke is like pretty set. He's got 1 more after this, so there's yeah, it's interesting.
Priest is down.
Nice. You just bite it.
I'm assuming the little fish just went, nope. That's how I'd like to.
Sword of Justice fish.
Yeah.
Alright, and we need to work out whether it's going to kill the Sally.
Yep. Should be, right? Sally should be dead.
I want to see that Leviathan doing work. I don't want to see a Leviathan rolling crap, because sometimes I do. I don't want to see that.
I'm sure Luke's thinking the same thing.
Let the Leviathan win.
It's the 3s to wound, man. It's the 3s to wound. Although I guess he's going to be 2s, isn't he, with the Eidolon, so... it should be okay. Okay, you can see Sam's going with the 2 yellows here. He will kill that shark, you would hope. And then Luke's got the next activation, so he should be able to pile in that Leviathan into those 2 Sallies over there.
They've still got all
And
their
yeah, we'll see what
handlers,
happens.
but you should.
He should be fine.
Yeah.
As long as he gets, he might only be able to get the fins in range though, so we'll see how that goes with the pile in. And you know, again, if you're blowing up the Realmshaper, he could have piled over it, so it would have been a lot easier. So I think, again, I think that was the right play. Now, the Salamander from before did go down to the Eidolon, and also the Skink Priest in the Pyramid. So that's pretty good for Luke, I think.
Yeah, I mean, again, if right. There's one Salamander fighting Thralls at the bottom, but this could easily... I mean, there's a lot of wounds to get through on the purple Salamanders, but, I mean, there is always the possibility of high rolling and clearing almost all, if not all, the Salamanders this turn. And then Luke's in a good spot.
Alright, looks like they're measuring it out now.
Looks like 4 inches plus a little bit from going around the corner of the Realmshaper, so it should be good for the 5-inch or the the 2-inch reach weapons.
I mean, that's his best weapons anyway. The Jaws, they've only got 2 attacks, and you know the guys on top don't really matter. So I'd expect the Jaws. He's probably going to put it into the Astro, who's got 4 wounds left. Get him off the table. The Saurus Guard don't matter too much because the Slann's just going to teleport away anyway. So just get rid of the Astro, just to nerf some of the summoning points. Because if Sam doesn't roll, he's going to get, I think it's 2d3. So if he doesn't roll 3, he's going to have to go up a spell for that as well. Yeah, I mean if he doesn't roll a 3, like he rolls double 1, then you don't get a Salamander, which is huge.
That would be really big. But 8 out of 9.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Yeah.
You'd hope so. But in the very least, it's going to force him to give up a spell. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You still rather have it than not, and it's a possible out. But yeah, I mean, if Luke puts away all the Salamanders this turn, that's the best you can hope for. And I'd say the Deepkin are in a fair spot then.
Okay, it looks like he's got 2 of the bites through. I think this is onto the Astro, maybe. Both of them have gone through, so 6 damage. I think that's 6. Yeah, that's 6. And he's just rolling the 6-ups from his own banner. And he saved 1, so 5 damage. So that would mean that he's dead. So the Astro's gone down, so that's huge.
That's really good.
And then I don't know where he's put the guys on top. I think they might just be wasted into the Astro.
Sure.
So now he's rolling the 4 fins into the purple Salamanders.
Yep. And so theoretically possible to kill them all, but very unlikely, right? You have to hit and wound and not save anything.
Well, they are 2s rerolling 1s. So
you just need 1 save, right? What's the rend? 3 rend or 2?
I don't know why he's not rerolling. Oh, it's because it's not a mount. Because he's okay. That was unlucky. So he rolled 2 1s to wound there. So it's just 2 going through at rend. It's only rend 1 on these.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like he saved any. So it's going to be 8 damage, which is not going to do anything because they have 6 handlers left. So he's not killing Sally again. This problem, right?
Yeah.
He gets to roll the 6 up because the Astro died at the same time. But so he saves 1, so 7 damage goes through. So 6 handlers die. 1 Sally takes a wound here. Now there is a battle shock problem here for Sam because both units have lost 6 handlers. So he's gonna have to roll. Yeah.
So one of them is pretty likely to. What's their bravery? Is it 6 or is it 7?
It's 10 because they're in.
They're in the. Sorry.
So he's going to have to roll high, and I mean, even if he does, losing 1 is not... I mean, if he loses 1 on the yellow unit, who's probably going to be out of combat, it doesn't matter because he can just rally. But if he loses... realistically, what he should do here is go with the purple Salamanders, probably into the Leviathan if he can get both of them in, and then chuck the yellow ones into the red Shark, get them out of combat, and then uses... I think he's got a command point left, does he? No, he doesn't have any left. He doesn't have any left. Okay, so he's going to have to just roll the battle shock on both.
So it's on a 5 he loses 1, and on a 6 he loses both?
Yes, and if he rolls a 6, it's like a complete disaster, right? So,
Yeah. Basically, doing
if
6
you're
mortal
off
wounds
6,
to yourself.
it's just a complete disaster. Yeah, I mean, with this, the same on Luke's turn. You know, like with these multi-wound models, those battle shock tests are just.
Is
so
there any
nerve-wracking.
minus bravery from the Leviathan or
Oh.
anything?
I don't think so. I hope that wasn't okay. Sam just rolled 4 sixes to
of
hit with the
sallies.
salamanders.
What the heck?
Oh
my god. Okay, this is into the shark though, so
okay.
it
The
doesn't
shark
matter
was
too
dead
much.
almost every single
Yeah.
time.
So I mean, the shark is just mega dead at this point.
So
Yeah,
you're
I think
almost
he saved
glad
one
to
of them.
see that roll not into your, because that could have killed the Leviathan.
Yeah, it would have like put a decent chunk in him. So that's
7
done
wounds.
7 mortal wounds, so he's dead. Yeah. So
Yeah. So you're
shark's
almost
lifted.
you're almost glad to see that come out now instead of one roll later. I'm
Yeah.
sure Luke wasn't banking
Now-
on the shark surviving.
Yeah, now the counterattack here actually looks pretty bad for Luke, I'd say. The Skink Priest is down, which is nice.
Yep.
So you're not going to see, you're not going to see the +1 to hit come out on both units because you can only all out attack one of them. So, you know, it's going to be two sallies on 2s to hit and the other ones on 3s to hit, just normal.
You'd expect the Leviathan to be, take a little bit of damage but be fine.
Yeah, okay, so now we're seeing the salamanders go into... I'm not sure what's happening here. I don't know why the Alapex hasn't come off yet. Did he not... He didn't die? Oh, he swapped to the turtle last minute. Okay, so I think that dice roll we just saw was actually on...
Was actually into the turtle. Yeah, the turtle has 5 wounds left. Okay.
Holy
That's
moly. Okay,
spooky.
that's rough. That's actually huge because okay, that's a disaster for Luke, because the other thing that's going to happen on this turn is that the Slann's going to roll Mystical Unforging into the Eidolon, and if that goes off, like he's in major trouble, I would say, because his buff pieces are not going to be protected at all.
Yeah.
So even if he's got these sharks up, you know, on the next round they're going to be going first, but they're not rerolling once to hit.
Yep.
And they're not going to be +1 save, because I'm assuming this Leviathan's going to go down. You should be able to just kill him with Colin's Call, and then just like a little bit of shooting, or even, you know, like if the
Even
Slann just wants to
Arcane
Arcane Bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm wondering what we're rolling now. Okay, the Saurus Guard are fighting next.
Thralls.
Now,
so
they
the
got
Thralls
red
have
1.
The Thralls have killed the Salamander. That was in the bottom corner.
Now, these guys have got Ren 1, and he's on quite a low save right now. So it's not insignificant. So he's taken 11, so he's on a 3-up save.
So he's going to be rolling 4s, and he still shouldn't take 5, but
looks like he's taken 3, so he's going to be down to 2, which is great. Like, so what Sam wants here is not to kill this thing, so he can just bring it down.
Yeah, he can bring it down, and he can, even if he wants, turn the Slann into a monster with one spell, and
then Arcane Bolt and just ping him off. Yeah.
You probably don't even do that because you probably want your spells from the other stuff. I don't think I think at this point, the 1 point, you're not concerned with the 1 point, right? I think you'd rather
probably not. Probably not.
Do D6 mortal wounds from Comet's Call, or D6 units or D3 units from Comet's Call. But it is there if you did want it.
Looks like we got I don't know what. Oh, this must be the jaws from the.
The Saurus Guard jaws.
Did he? Okay. Did he pass the save or fail it? Looks like he's.
Oh, they're under bravery apparently. Everyone passed. So I guess the jaws didn't do any damage to the Leviathan. Battle shock's done.
So is he on 5 after the Saurus attacked, or? Yeah,
it looks like nothing went through into the Saurus, I guess.
Oh, okay. It looks like the Saurus maybe attacked this shark. I'm not sure. The shark's got 1 left.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because the shark was not killed.
Okay. Yeah, but we got 4. Yeah, so broken ranks and that one objective in the middle. Okay. Yeah.
Now we are
a little bit of a caster swap here.
Yep. All right, guys. Well.
All All right. I think I'll duck out maybe
Oh, okay.
into the other one. Yeah, is that cool? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Hey guys.
Yo.
Yo. I've come back over because that combat phase is my fingers on fire. So
Yeah, like that was a lot of the game right there. It felt like.
yeah, there was like Sam was getting a bit down because obviously his dice were just atrocious, like when he was fighting everything, and then all of a sudden he like
Just
he was
slapped
gonna
the
hit-
shit
yeah,
out
he
of
was gonna fight the shark, and then he was like, no, I'm gonna fight the turtle, and then all of a sudden it was like boom, loads of
him.
moles.
We were saying as well, we were like, oh, you're really glad to see that into your shark, not into your turtle. And then you were like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things you'd almost think it was okay for Luke if this was going into priority now, but it's just going straight into the Seraphon turn. So he's in for some hurt.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, but if you can take this turtle down this turn, maybe the Alapex as well, right? And then maybe he could charge into this other Alapex. I mean, he's up to 10 points now, right?
Yeah, so another Salamander coming down.
Yeah. Is that just a single one, yeah?
It's just one, yeah.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, I mean, if he gets a double, I think maybe I don't think he's got enough damage now to kill all of everything there, but
no. But what you expect, like, what I would expect to happen is to have these two sharks still on full health, or I mean, there's one that shark's on one wound. The one shark on full health. I mean, the thing is, he's got a lot of stuff on low health, which sometimes is good, but versus Seraphon, they're actually pretty good at putting out chip damage and various things. So, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's spells and stuff, right? So there's always the chance that you just fail. You roll 1 for your mortal wound when you need 2. So there's still room there for Luke to scrape stuff together, basically.
I'm just trying to find out what the tactic is as well that you're doing.
So +1 to cast. Sam's up to 10 without sacrificing his spell.
6 units Comic Call.
Oh, baby. That's exactly what you don't want to see if you're Luke.
Oh my.
He's popping up, boys. He's popping up.
Again, it almost... So we can expect even these thralls to die, right? That are holding the objective.
And now he's said he's going to do Conquer. So, I mean...
Ooh, Conquer. That's pretty brave.
Yeah.
I guess he's going to... I mean, he should be able to just right? He can just teleport... He can put the summon Salamander if he wants on the edge. He can shoot with the Chameleon Skinks into the thralls. I don't think there's any world where those thralls survive.
Yeah.
Now that we've seen the D6, the 6-unit Comet's Call especially.
So everything apart from back 2 units of thralls, right? Yeah, there you go.
We were saying as well, like, even if it doesn't look like a game that's going to come down to battle tactics.
No.
When you're scoring 15 in the last turn, it looks like
Sam's dice are on fire now. He's literally got all the D3s of 3 each.
Oh man,
he's popping off.
Sam's decided he wants a quick game now.
Everything's dying.
He was like, turns 1 and 2 you get for the stream, but
oh, Turtle's got 2 left. That Turtle's going down, right? Like
yeah. I mean, there's still there's still the shooting phase, if nothing else.
Oh,
Oh,
model's
my.
been taken off left, right, and center, boy.
It's a situation.
That Slann's just seen his little cousin taken off.
Yeah.
He's gone full Hypnotoad.
Oh, Hypnotoad.
Whoomp.
Toad Rage.
Toad Rage. Battletoads unlocked. It's whatever it is, whatever frog-based references you want, it's not good for Luke.
He's really croaked it.
Oh, nice.
It's not riveting enough.
We got the big 3 on the prowl.
Oh my. See you later, nerds.
Oh, Sam's going mental. He's taking everything off. So what can he can kill? Okay, so he can kill the turtle and the Alapex, the single Alapex is turn, right? The
Yeah,
Idon's
I mean,
still gonna be a problem though, right? Like,
You think you would have picked Bring It Down this turn, right?
oh, the turtle? Yeah.
Yeah. But because you can't get it later either. That's the only monster. But again, I don't think you're particularly concerned with battle tactics.
Yeah, that's true.
like, you know, even these thralls at the bottom, right? They're going to get slapped about by the Chameleon Skinks. Like,
Well, you just teleport the chameleons onto the objective now, right?
yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? he's got a lot of, he's scoring conquer in 5 ways. I think once you've taken out the Eidolon might live, right?
Yeah, the Eidolon's going to be a problem.
We didn't see anything about mystical unforging. So the Eidolon's going to be alive, but the Eidolon is a little bit of a buff piece, right? More than anything else. And there's not a lot left to buff. But again, you know, Luke's an experienced player, right? So there is always, right, you know, everyone's been when you've been on the scene for a while, you've been in those games where you've got nothing left and it's about, you know, scrapping it out with your 3 units and making weird screens and all that. So,
yeah,
you know, Luke's going to be thinking up some shenanigans now, but he's definitely not, this is not where he wanted to be.
It also depends on where these objectives land as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, again, when you're scrapping it out in the late game, if Luke's getting the objectives right where he needs them and winning priorities, there's always the chance that you just, you know, that he gets a free 8 points on turn 4 and all that. So
Slann's got an arcane bolt charged up.
oh yeah, that's it. We're gonna charge into. I mean, there's always the world, right? He charges into the Leviathan. He rolls a 1 for the arcane bolt. He gets bitten in half by the Leviathan. You never give up, right? You play to your out. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there a 20-0 system at all in this for this event, or is it just straight up?
There is, yeah. It's
so
a 20-0 system, but I mean, I think it just comes down to whoever's got models left at the end of the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just thinking if Luke's thinking, okay, you know, even if I lose, I want to make sure that I'm getting as many points as I can.
I mean, sorry, go on, JP.
I was just to say this is a hard mission for 20-0 scoring though, because there are so many points available in the last turns.
Yeah. Is there a world here where you get the 2 sets of salamanders? Kill. Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, is there a world where you leave the 2 set salamanders to kill what you can there, and then transport the toad the other side of the board to, you know, summon your salamander near him and kind of almost reset sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think there are a lot of ways to play this that are fine, right? And I think what Sam's doing is he's going to ignore the Eidolon, which seems sort of fine. He's going to do what it's going to do. The Slann is at least safe from the Eidolon now, and he's just got to kill. Like, those thralls are still technically a threat. Oh, is he summoning Skinks?
Yeah, he has a unit of 10 Skinks left.
Oh, this is the Skinks from the sky, yeah, not from his celestial conjuration, yeah. Yeah, okay. So he's going to summon... So again, you can put a lot of chip damage into the thralls, which is exactly what... You know, it doesn't cost you really anything as a resource, but it will kill them, because they're weak.
They're weak.
They're weak. Weak bloodline, you know. They're the weak souls. They can't even see. So... Yeah, I think he's just doing... You know, he's just basically calmly dismantling the sort of soft underbelly of the army that's left now. We got a shark on 2 wounds. The Leviathan's gonna die. There are still Saurus Guard left in the Realmshaper, right?
Yeah, there's still the Guard are in the Realmshaper, and I think this is it pretty much. Apart from when he summons this is all he's got, unless he summons some more. I think he's gonna. He's obviously gonna delete the turtle, delete the shark, and then Luke's really gonna have 4 units left, basically, maybe even 3 left.
Again, though, you're hoping you win priority, and the Eidolon and the shark are taking an objective for a bunch of points, right?
Yeah.
And then you know, Sam has moved the Slann and the Skinks over to this objective, right? And the Salamander is here as well. So he's only teleporting 1 unit next turn. So he's very committed to this side of the board. If the 2 other objectives land on Luke's side, and Luke wins priority, he's going to be scoring, 6 points. Again, it's hard when the points ramp up, right? As the turns go on. But nonetheless, if Luke positions right, he might be able to block off teleporting. And then then Sam's relying on a 9-inch charge to score points, and then Luke wins priority again. there's definitely still shenanigans available. So while Luke is not in a good spot, it's not over.
I think I would definitely separate my units though. You know, my salamanders.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I would definitely try and so that Luke couldn't multi-charge stuff because I think that's
exactly
back into it.
Yeah, I agree. I think you want to be preparing for where you want to be set up so that no matter where the objectives come down turn 3, you're not upset about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can sort of do that, right? You can even charge these salamanders into the Alapex. I mean, he's got a lot of options.
Yeah,
you also don't want to leave a shark ready to be rallied, right? That's the dream for Luke. Rally one shark. I presume this is shooting phase. Yeah, but Chameleon Skinks are shooting the thralls. Thralls are likely to end up dead.
Oh, has this Artefact got 8 wounds left? Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, he could have shot the unit of yellow salamanders into the turtle, killed that.
Well, I presume that we're gonna see.
Yeah, the purple unit is then free to maybe shoot the Alapex, which is on full wounds, and then you charge in.
Yeah.
With both, kill the Alapex, kill both Alapexes, and then all Luke's got on this side of the board is just the Eidolon. And then Luke's literally just got Eidolon and 2 sets of thralls, right? So I think that's the way you do it potentially, and just obviously hope that you kill that shark. But
Shark can also redeploy.
You're completely right there. Yeah, you're true.
I think, I think the danger that Sam is up against is if he makes some sloppy little plays, right?
Yeah.
Because he's far ahead. If he takes his foot off the pedal and sort of is like, okay, it's fine. I'll just do this.
Yeah.
He does leave himself vulnerable to bad priority rolls and bad objective landing spots. So I think both players still just have to be playing, as sharp and tight as they can here, so that because it is still winnable. It looks bad, and it is bad, but it's winnable for both players. So it's a good spot to play tight. And again, if it's 20-0, Sam's got to be trying to get as many points as possible.
Old Sam's dice have deserted him again.
It's all or nothing, it seems. So this is shooting into this is the yellow Sally's shooting into, I guess, the shark?
Or
are they shooting
up his other Sallies, right?
Yeah.
We're in a shooting phase though, aren't we? So I suppose it doesn't really matter, but one into the Leviathan, one into the shark, so he's splitting. Oh, okay, right, the shark's been taken off.
Okay, the shark's dead, okay.
Luke just took it off really fast. And then the other one into the other shark as well. Is it taken off as well? Leviathan dead, +1 victory points for killing the monster. So I suppose you still got the +1 victory point, right? But
but you are missing that. You can never score that battle tactic. But I think you're maybe confident that there are 3 other battle tactics you can still score.
Yeah, plus and he set him up. He set himself up quite well there for the 3 units, so now he can do the ferocious advance as well now.
Yep. Yeah. That's a good point.
But yeah, I do like the idea of obviously bring it down would have been a lot better.
Yeah, it feels like you're doing that anyways, right? I mean, you're also getting Conquer, but Conquer should be easier to get later.
Yeah. Exactly.
Again, it probably won't matter. It probably won't come down to 2 points. But did feel like that was.
So I suppose this unit of Salamanders now has to shoot the Eidolon now, right?
Yeah. And you're just getting chip damage. You're not expecting to kill it, but also if you killed the Leviathan in the hero phase, you can move and then charge. You can sort of set yourself up. So I guess you can't. It's hard to charge that guy on top of the building. But again, I think what he's doing is just he's taking the targets he can definitely kill and claim them, which is always a good thing.
Looks like the Eidolon took a bit of damage here. So 3 damage onto Eidolon.
Yeah, not bad. Again, you're just sort of eight wounds is definitely in the range of
Yeah.
dying to, especially if it could, because the Eidolon has to go into combat with something, maybe take a couple wounds, maybe take an Unleash Hell.
Oh, this is what I was talking about. So the now, because he didn't charge the Sallies into that, all of a sudden the Eidolon can now go into both units.
Mm-hmm. And so he's sort of left. I mean, I guess the thing is, if the Eidolon does go in, the Eidolon can go into both units and pop Cloud.
Yeah.
And let himself live for one combat phase. But
yeah, I don't like that because he's got like big damage 3 weapon, right? Like, oh, priority roll now.
Oh, here we go. Luke on a 4, good roll. So it's only a 5 or a 6.
Oh wait, are they doing priority or are they doing the where the objectives come down?
Oh, they're doing the objectives. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
So isn't the objectives 2 dice? They're just, maybe they're playing the old rules, where you roll a D3 rather than 2.
Right, yeah.
That's fine.
So it's come down relatively well for where Sam wanted it. Really, to be fair, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a priority now.
Luke takes it on a tie.
On a tie, yeah, double 4.
And that's what we needed.
Oh, they agreed to call it if Sam won the priority. There you are, look.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But Luke won it. Yeah, Mallow would get the points because so he doesn't need to get loads. Who are you playing against, Mallow, later? What are you playing against? It looks like it's still a game here, so
Yeah, I mean, again, like this is, there's these salamanders are going to get charged by a shark and an Eidolon, right? So
yeah, the salad. Yeah, he's going to ignore the Saurus Guard now, right? I imagine, but like there's almost like 2 mini games going on where
the Eidolon can retreat and charge, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it gets this special rule, isn't it?
So you can I mean, this right. You could use. I don't entirely know the output of one shark, but you should be able to. There is a world where you kill both of these units of salamanders now, right? And the thralls can even kill this unit of salamanders, the summoned one. And then Samson, this is exactly what we were talking about making sure you're set up. And again, this is also what we were talking about why instead of Conquer, you take Bring It Down, so you don't leave yourself sort of at risk of being split up. But yeah, this is it's a tough spot for Sam.
Stuart, how's the table? How's it feeling?
Oh, they were thinking about calling it there, but luckily Luke got the pros, so we still have a game on our hands. I think it's still a bit rough for him, and he's not feeling too optimistic about it, I think.
But it looks playable, right? This is turn 3, right?
Yeah, so he's gonna be able to fight first. It's just the Unleash Hell that's the problem. Now over on this side though, there's no hero, so
yeah, so there's only Unleash Hell on the one unit of Salamander and the Thralls.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is we were just talking about. We were like, look, when you go for Conquer and you split your army up, you are leaving yourself vulnerable to being split up when you lose priority, and if these objectives sort of come down, well, exactly where they have come down, a good spot for Luke. So, like, Luke can easily kill both units of Salamanders here.
Yeah. I am actually a little bit surprised he didn't just teleport something else onto the objective.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were saying.
Yeah, given he killed them with the Comet's Call, like.
Yeah, you could have just put, and then you could have put the Salamanders over here, and you sort of, the only way that you lose. Oh, okay. So one Salamander's already been shot off.
Yeah. So I'd expect these Salamanders here to go down.
Yeah.
The yellow one probably would die as well.
I would expect all of the salamanders to die here.
So,
and this is exactly what we were saying in the last turn. We were like, if you Sam is vulnerable to taking his foot off the pedal and getting punished by this by the double and by combat positions.
I think I don't think he got enough done on his turn. Yeah, I think. Yeah, he needed to.
I think got those, it's hard to say,
those
right?
10 thralls, right?
I think. Yeah, I mean, he split his damage, right? And by moving over here with his salamander and his thralls, he's given his salamanders and his slann and his skinks. He's given the thralls something to do. You know, if he'd stayed over in this corner, the thralls wouldn't, they'd be scoring, obviously, but they wouldn't be relevant to the combat. Whereas now he's sort of given them, as we can see here, a free salamander to kill, right? Whereas before they sort of couldn't do anything.
Yeah, like you almost could have just teleported one unit of 2 sallies over, and then had some more damage on these thralls, because I mean, the reason Luke was keeping them back the whole time is, I mean, not only are these scoring units, like, they actually do a lot of damage. Like,
yeah, thralls do a lot of
thralls.
That's
yeah,
and well, that's what we were saying. You could have even just dropped the 10 skinks as far away as possible, right?
Yeah, like,
the 3 thralls
I
were
mean,
dead. Yeah,
he doesn't need the Slann to live here for him to win. Like, it actually kind of doesn't matter. Like, he can just. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know why they're so far forward, right? Like, he could just put them.
He could also have screened
way back.
I think also there's a world again where he could have sort of what we were talking about. He could have just left that objective. He could have been like, I'm not going to move. I'm not going to open myself up to charges before I know where all the objectives are. So he's again, he was in a very good position, but I think he left himself open to the bad luck that he's now run into.
Yeah, I think there should have been some more thought about using, the teleport kind of in a more defensive way.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, like I think it would have been more useful to use it to save one of these pairs of sallies here, because if both go down here, like, he's really out of damage. And he's never killing that Eidolon for the rest of the game. And
the Deepkin do not have a problem moving around and scoring objectives.
Yeah. I mean, like, it looks like Sam probably is going to be able to wrestle control of that backfield objective.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be playing for then is who can kind of get this middle one. Now Luke's going to take a while to get over there. And I don't know if he's going to have enough units to spread himself around the board.
It's
still hard for Luke. Like,
agreed. I almost would have wanted to see an Unleash Hell from this Salamander into the 10 thralls.
Yes.
Oh, wait,
yes.
Was
100%.
there an Unleash Hell?
I'm not sure. Single thrall.
Stand and shoot thralls and just it looks like there was a stand and shoot, so maybe that's why.
Okay, it might have whiffed. Okay, maybe it whiffed.
But I think that makes sense, right? Because it's almost okay. So it looks like the yellow salamanders are being left alive, though.
I think Luke's plan. No, I don't think they're being left alive. I think his plan is to just kill the one Sally with the shark and then pile in with the Eidolon to those 2 Sallies, just so he. I don't know why he's worrying about that with striking first, but
that's sort of what I was curious about. It looked like
I guess maybe he was worried about the Unleash Hell, but there's no.
Yeah, there's no Unleash Hell.
Yeah, there's no hero there. I'm not quite sure what this positioning is. I mean, I actually quite like the idea of keeping this Eidolon off the objective, because what that means is he can kind of bait Sam into coming here with something to take it. Because what he really wants to do here is teleport those 5 Saurus Guard to be near the Slann. Like, I think that's probably what he's thinking in his head. But I mean, he doesn't need to do that at all.
I mean, I think he's fine. Over here in the bottom, he's fine, right? He's got the Chameleon Skinks, he's got the normal Skinks, he's got the Slann. You can even like those thralls. Right, you can presume. Do they get the buff against 3 wound units, right?
No, they have a wound characteristic of 1. Yeah.
Oh yes, they have a wound. So, but they get +1 attack then, right?
Yes, they get +1 attack. Yep.
So they're not in. So they're still. So you can expect him to definitely kill the salamanders.
Well,
Right. 1, 2, 3,
they got to
4,
do
5.
6 damage. They got to do 6 damage, and he's probably going to get like a 7 in, maybe. So he's going to have.
I think he'll get all in, right? 1 inch for each.
He's probably going to have.
So 8 to 24 attacks on 2s and 3s and 3s.
What do we turn 3? Yeah, so 3s and 3s. So it's going to be what
24. So he'll hit
11, go through,
6.
And then he's going to be on. Yeah,
okay.
it's iffy. If he spends the +1 save, he should be fine.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, and he only needs to survive on 1 wound. For the salamander to hit back, and then the thralls are in trouble. I mean, the thralls are in trouble no matter what. In the bottom of the turn, they'll be dead. So it looks tough. It looks tough for Luke. It looks like he's going to get a lot more points than maybe he could have if Sam had played more defensively. So and it is a 20-0 system. So
I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's still going to be a 20-0 because of the last round.
Just because it's 15 points on the last round.
Yeah.
Could be.
So I mean, okay. I mean, this turn doesn't matter so much. I mean, we're rolling the thralls now.
Okay, so he killed all of them.
He did. Okay, he must have rolled very well. Okay. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
But
they're still
the camos are still there, and Seraphon, no matter what happens, they still just got that pick up and teleport every turn. So.
Yeah, I mean, even you're even charging in with you can even charge the Slann in here, right, into these thralls. Once there's 1 or 2 of them left, so you can arcane bolt. You've got a lot of ways of.
Make him a monster, go for a stomp.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not going to die now, so you need to do whatever you want with him. I mean, Sam's always got those 10 skink summons back in the back pocket as well. I mean, how many are there? Only like 7 points or something, aren't there?
I'm not sure. He's only on 2 though. So
yeah, but we're only turn 3, so I mean, he's getting 2d3 a turn, so he should be able to get
Skink soon.
Yeah, he's basically got an average of 12 points in the bag, so he's probably going to get 1 more unit. I think that's how it works. I'm just going to check the summoning table. Okay, 10 skinks is 6 points, so he might have 2 units. Jeez, okay. He might have 2 units of 10 skinks in the back pocket as long as the Slann stays alive. So, I mean, I think if that's the case, it's really easy for Sam. All he needs to do is just like plonk skinks off the objective and just have like one unit towing in, and then every time Luke goes in the objective, you just pop the other unit back on.
Sure.
Just so he doesn't kill both units, and then you should just win on the points game because
you're scoring so many.
Yeah, I mean, he's managed to take these salamanders off, which what we thought would happen.
Yeah.
And that's great that he's got that objective. The issue is there's 5 Saurus Guard there.
Yeah.
So Sam's got that, and then this back one here is gone because you can just teleport.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, you can just teleport the 10 skinks behind and probably get it. Now those camos need to start moving down that building, 100%.
What's that mean? Is it like 6 or something?
I think it's 8.
Yeah, 8. So they can at least get down.
So 2 turns should do it, and then they should be able to get on the objective. And then Luke's just got these 2 units left. He's got 4 wounds left on the shark. He can heroic recovery the Eidolon, but he's only going to be able to be at 2 places at once. And eventually that shark's going to go down because it can't heal. Yeah. So it's going to look rough.
He can rally the other shark back. That's what we're hoping for.
Yes, he's been rolling that every time. Because if he gets that, it's huge.
Yeah.
So I'd expect him to roll that every turn until the end of the game.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So
now,
so the score is 12-7, and Sam is essentially guaranteed 9 points this turn.
Now, what battle tactic? He's probably going to go with aggressive expansion, probably.
This is
pick those 2 other ones. Yeah.
Is this also the caster curse of saying it's not going to come down to a battle tactic, and then we're going to sweat it out for 5 turns? Also, it seems like one priority for Sam. Even now could seal the game.
I mean, I wouldn't even take it if I were him. I think you take 4 into 5 if I was him.
But not 3 into 4, just to make sure you're totally
like
safe.
4 into 5, you just win the game probably. I think at this point for him, because you can score first, and you should be able to engineer a way that Luke's not going to be able to score much.
Sure.
Now, in terms of the tournament, the context of the tournament, this game doesn't matter in terms of who comes first.
Sure.
So from Luke's perspective, he doesn't have to worry too much about scoring points. I think Sam's team is in contention for second place, so they probably want to
make sure
get a 20-0 here if they can, considering they've lost the other 2 games. I'm not sure about the third game. I don't think that's been played yet. So a 20-0 here would be nice for Sam's team. Yeah, and I think Sam also, like you said, that he doesn't like this matchup. So, I mean, I think it would be good for him if he could get a win here. We're just seeing the summoning points come through. He's gone up to 4, I think. So, I don't think that's including the spell sacrifice left yet. So there should be another D3 roll for that, I think. Yeah. Okay. He has called aggressive expansion.
Sure.
I don't know what was Luke's battle tactic there that he failed.
Let me see if I can see. Failed battle tactic. It doesn't say.
Oh, he failed Savage Spearhead because you can see the Eidolon is not wholly within the territory.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So he had to choose between killing the Salamander. Yeah. Well, I think that was the right choice.
Yeah, it's the right choice, 100%. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe some viewers are a little bit more newer to AOS are thinking like, well, why would you fail the battle tactic? Well, it's because of the mission, right? It's the Veins of Gur. Just to remind you, it's it's all about the late game because the objective score is equal to the battle round. So if you score an objective in round 2, you get 2 points. If you score it in round 5, it's 5 points. So those 2-point battle tactics don't matter anywhere near as much as they normally do. So
that's one score both 1-2 more. Yeah, totally. So I think that was definitely the right choice. Now we're looking at D3, another 3 summoning points, so he's up to 7. And 7 is enough for 10 skinks, right? We were saying.
Yeah, 6 is enough. So
we can get 10 skinks here, and then
yeah, I mean that's just ludicrous, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just ludicrous that. Yeah, I mean we were saying before. The Seraphon late game reach is like it is just insane, isn't it? Like the amount of just the free teleport and the summoning and the board wide Comet's Call. Like in these late game scenarios, it's really the Seraphon player's game to lose, I think. Okay, we're seeing Comet's Call go off. The 2 units now, two mortal wounds in the Apex, and then 2 mortal wounds in the Thralls.
Yeah, I was expecting you to hit the Thralls rather than the Eidolon. And you basically kill these Thralls. You hold all 3 objectives, and then you're really just saying, okay, Luke, what can you pull off?
Yeah, because at that point, the play there is you roll the rally, you pray to the Lord, and you charge the Saurus Guard with the Apex. Yeah. And then this Eidolon's got to just be a hero. He's got to charge over the other side of the board because if you stay there, you lose the game. So
he's not a monster though, the Eidolon even, right? So you've got like if there's ever 2 units on one objective, the Summon Skinks, the Slann and X, like you have to kill both to take it back. So
yeah, I think it's looking pretty grim. I think it's yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
I mean, looking back on it, do you think there was a way that Luke could have played this that would have been more advantageous given where the objectives landed? Like, I feel like this one in the middle landed exactly where he didn't want it to land. Like, if it was in the middle here,
side. Yeah.
If it was in the middle here, like he would be in a much better position, right? Because then the Eidolon could at least charge maybe this block of Skinks, or you'd have more possibility of.
Right, there is a world where all 3 land on Luke's side, and then, as you say, he's in a much better spot because the Slann, in order to kill these Thralls, needs to be close. I mean, it's a bit of both, though, right? Because with this, he did get to kill a Salamander for free. Because Sam didn't summon it behind his Slann. Whereas I feel like Sam probably could have just dropped the Salamander behind the Slann, and then the Thralls couldn't have charged anything, and he still would have a Salamander over there. So I think it's hard for Luke. I think the game would have been very different if he'd made one charge turn 1. Because the whole castle would have been shoved backwards. You would have changed. You wouldn't have gotten free charges and free shooting into everything due to the ranges. But I didn't quite see exactly what the ranges on deployment were. I don't know if Luke could have been closer to the Realmshaper to.
He went max, yeah. So it's an 8-inch charge is the closest you can get.
Okay.
I think the Realmshaper was
apart?
Yeah, so the Realmshaper was slightly back, so I think it would have been something like a 9-inch charge, no matter how he did it.
Sure.
So
he really needed to make one of those. Again, with the Ishlan, he could have then piled in, he could have spread out, he could have made that castle more awkward to come down, and so he's only getting shot, not shot and charged. I think it's a pretty good play. I don't think the game is any better for him if he doesn't pressure early. Feels like to me.
Okay, Sam's got to be careful here because he doesn't want to summon the Skinks in a spot that just gives the Eidolon a charge.
Yeah.
Now, we are into turn 4 now, right? So Luke's going to have run a charge again because he's Fuathan, so he gets double on either side of turn 3.
Is this turn 4? Oh, it'll be turn 4, yeah, and Luke's next turn.
Well, we're going into turn 4, so
yeah.
Sam, if Sam puts the 10 Skinks here, I don't know if I would have done that, because now you're giving the Eidolon a charge opportunity into the Skinks,
especially when
in a way that you wouldn't. Yeah,
you
I don't think you need to get this objective now. Like, I mean, I know we picked aggressive expansion, but I think you just kill the Thralls, put nothing there, and then the Eidolon can't do anything on his turn. So then you have the freedom to just either take the turn, or I would just give it away to Luke. And then he can't do anything.
It is quite a lot of points though, once it's turn 4. I'm not sure of the math. So he's 5 down, and he'd be giving Luke a free 4 if he doesn't touch the objective. I think what I'd like to see now that he's doing this is for him to get another unit onto the objective, right? So okay, if Luke does win priority and Eidolon does charge, he still can't take the objective back, and there's another 10 Thrall, 10 Skinks in the summoning bank.
Yeah, there was a redeploy here that happened as well, right? On the Eidolon, because it was yeah. So that's the other fact. I think he rolled fairly high for that. So that's another factor that's gone here, because before it seemed like he was kind of out of action a little bit, but here,
even with the
the Saurus Guard still getting the objective.
Yeah. So
it's just to get him in a better position to charge on the next turn. Yeah.
You almost think you could have redeployed straight towards the Skinks.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like he's gone in a bit, but he could have just, because you're not getting the objective, he could have just
I feel like you
put
could have
it that way.
Gone for the Skinks, and then you put yourself in the position over here.
But I guess he was. I don't know if he wasn't. He might have just been going, I want to go for like the Slann on the other side.
Okay, yeah. You could. I mean, again, how far away is this? This is.
But the difficulty with this game, and it's why I said Luke should stand still and do nothing, is Luke this whole game has never had the opportunity for a double. That's his whole problem in this game, is that he's been just playing constantly. I have to take the turn, and I'm only getting one turn. Because if you look at this game now, like, if Luke got a double, he'd be able to win this game, right? But he's never on for a double. And he's playing an army that has so much reach that can summon like one unit every turn. So he's not he's not scoring the points. No matter what happens in this game, he's not going to score the points. Yeah.
We were talking about at the beginning as well, like, was that priority? I think there was another tide. Yeah. Okay, so the Thralls are dead. Another tide.
So Luke gets it again. But it doesn't matter, I don't think. I think Sam's still just totally fine in this game. I mean, you're going to see the Eidolon come over here and kill these Skinks, and he's going to get that objective if he rolls well. He should kill the 10 Skinks.
He only needs
There's going to be a redeploy.
Some of them,
so there's going to be a redeploy, so might be hard, but It actually might be a very hard charge because I think you're probably just gonna have to take the 9-inch reroll because if you move, I don't know how far he can get. It's probably not very far over to the Skinks. Like he moves 12, so it's 18.
18.
And I don't know how far that is. Right, it looks like probably about like 27 to me. So I think you just take the 9-inch charge.
And don't give the redeploy.
And you just gotta hope you get the reroll. I don't know if he's rolled the rally for the shark. But I mean that's important. I mean if he gets that, that's absolutely huge, and maybe he can get back in the game at that point.
It is a lot of points if he gets because he should get both, really. Either way, if he gets the long charge. Okay, I'm gonna swap out with Fabian, and
okay,
good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Yo, so we've got Conquer. Luke's won the priority again, but it still looks bad.
They were going to call it. They were going to call it there as well. If Sam won it again.
Yeah. Sam wants to go to bed.
Yeah.
But Luke keeps winning these prios. I really don't think it matters, but we'll see how it goes. He's gonna need to roll. I think he's gonna need to roll a 6 on the rally at some point.
Yeah, I mean Sam can just redeploy here as well, right?
Yeah, and then it's gonna be like a really hard charge on the Skinks.
Yeah.
He should be able to keep the objective if he doesn't make the charge. Depends what he rolls on the redeploy, I think.
Yeah, he definitely needs to redeploy because I mean, literally, he just needs to like run. Was he like 3-4 away something? So yeah, 4 away. So even rolling a 2 to make it a 6 is a lot better. What did he roll? Oh, here we go. He's redeploying now.
He's rolled a 3. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 7-inch charge maybe.
It's interesting what you want to do here. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be a 7. The shark's going to go there. I don't think he has enough damage to kill 4 of the Saurus Guard, right?
Oh, is the shark only count as 1?
He counts as 2.
Okay.
So he needs to kill 4 of them. So he needs to do 8 damage, which is his full combat profile. But he does have the shooting, but it's going to be tricky, I think.
And the Eidolon counts as 3?
2.
2?
That's
Okay.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky.
So even if he does take both of these, he just moves like some skinks onto it and scores again, right? Like.
Yeah. That's the thing, and he's gonna if he rolls, he might not get the skinks this turn, the extra 10, but he might get them next turn. I mean, he's still got those 5 camos sitting there. I don't know if they moved down. Do you know if they've moved down off the building yet?
I don't think they have. I think Sam's just left them there, but I mean, that might have been a mistake because he could have been like one level down now. And
okay, he's rolled a 4 with the shark. That'll be enough. Yeah, he's gonna try and keep him just like as ambiguous as he can in terms of where he is on the table. He wants to be able to go to multiple places. Yeah. I don't think he's ever really going to be able to contest that objective that the Slann is on, so he's just going to try and hold these 2, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, we're seeing the Eidolon roll now. Okay, gets an 8, so he's in.
Yeah.
Okay, so Luke's got everything that he needs here to at least stay in the game. Okay, now this Eidolon needs to not whiff. It's kind of a famously whiffy model, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, the hook loves a good whiff on the wound rolls, so we'll see how it goes. 1s to wound will be very painful here, but he should be able to kill 10 skinks, you'd think, right?
Yeah, I think so, right? Like
yeah.
I'd definitely put the all-out defense on these Saurus Guard though, for sure.
Yeah, because if you keep that 1, he's only scoring 4, and he should just be out of the game at that point because you should just be able to score 12. And then if you get the double into 5, the game's over. So, I mean, even if we look at the scores now, Sam's on 18, Luke's on 12. So if Luke scores 4 plus the battle tactic, he'll be on 18. And then if Sam scores 12, he'll be on 30. So if Luke scores, the maximum he can get the last turn is 17. He'll be on 35 to 30. So Sam needs to score 2 objectives on the last turn to stay ahead, and 1 objective to
So is he not done? Is two dead Saurus Guard?
It's interesting. If Sam doesn't get the priority again, he could lose.
Yeah. I mean, he just needs 1 priority, right? Like,
yeah, it would be a bit grim if Luke won with 4 priority rolls.
so the Saurus Guard hold. So he's not got. So he's not got this objective now, right?
Yeah. So they hold. So he's only going to score the 6, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He holds it though, right? He still holds it, right?
Luke.
Yeah. Oh no,
No, because he didn't have a last turn. Yeah. So he's not getting that. So okay, now the Skinks are going. This doesn't matter. The Eidolon should kill them, so he should go 6 with the Conquer. And then I think the difficulty on Sam's turn is what battle tactic is he going to do here? Because there's no broken ranks left.
Yeah, I mean, what JP was saying earlier might come back to bite him, right? When JP was saying that he should have done Bring It Down on the Turtle instead of Conquer?
Yes, 100%. Because aggressive expansion, or actually, he used Conquer on that turn, didn't he? Yeah, that would be very useful here. Just steal that back off the Eidolon. I don't know what battle tactic he can do here.
I mean, you can't do Ferocious Advance now either.
He's used Savage Spearhead, because he did that on the first turn. I really think he should have done Ferocious Advance on the first turn as well.
Yeah.
That was the difficulty of putting everything in the pyramid. Okay, those 10 Skinks have been lifted, which is, that's expected. Okay. Conquer achieved, so Luke gets 6 points. Saurus Guard are going to go here, and I don't think that really matters what they're going to do there, but...
So Sam...
I mean, if he can pip some wounds, I don't know.
Sam now takes... What is his turn for, right? They were 4 each, right?
Yeah, so he's going to get 6. So it's going to 18, and then bottom of 4 will be Sam's, and then he's going to get.
Well, he can take all 3 objectives, right? So
yeah, the Skinks can run. Yeah, 12, and then it doesn't matter really. He's not going to have a battle tactic. I don't think he can do anything here. He'll want to save maybe Slay the Warlord for the last turn if he can, for some reason, do that much damage.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else he can do because he doesn't have a monster or anything like that. So, yeah, he's out of battle tactics for the rest of the game, I think. So now it's just a matter of can he score enough points off the primary and he needs to keep his Slann alive for the grand strategy. And if he can, also deny the Predator's domain from Luke, which he should be able to do. Yeah.
So one that he's not done is Broken Ranks. Now, it is the Alapex...
No, it's not. So the Thralls... So that's the thing. When he killed the Thralls, he should have done that.
Yeah, right?
So he's kind of lost 2 battle tactics here in the later turns. So he should have Conquer and Aggressive Expansion left in these later turns.
Yeah.
Where he used Bring It Down, and he should have used Bring It Down and Broken Ranks earlier. So he's kind of lost 4 points from that, really. Now, I can kind of see him scrolling through the battle tactics, but I don't... Yeah, unless we make a mistake, I don't think there's anything...
No, I think you're right in regards to the what's it called? The Broken Ranks and the Bring It Down. I think he should have had he should have had those 2 left in the bank, right? Really, rather than having none now.
Yeah, we're talking about battle tactics.
Yeah.
Yeah, the monstrous takeover, Bring It Down, coming back to bite him.
Yeah, Bring It Down's coming back, and the Broken Ranks as well, because he's not actually done Broken Ranks.
I spent all that time saying it's not going to come down to battle tactics, and look at me now.
Now, is there any Seraphon special one he can do?
I didn't want to ask, I didn't want to prompt, but I was thinking the same thing. Is the new book in play in this tournament?
Yeah,
it is.
White Dwarf? It is in play.
A lot of the Seraphon ones are difficult.
Yeah, I don't believe the Coalesce... the Starborn one is possible here because I think it's like summon a unit of like some stupid summoning value,
like 20 points.
We can take
Slay the Warlord. Yeah, I think that's the only one he can take.
But I wouldn't take that now, because he's not going to kill the Eidolon now. You just, I think you just float a battle tactic this turn.
That's what I was going to say. You slay the Warlord in your turn 5.
Yeah, and that's the only time you're going to be able to do it, right?
Because what are you going to do in turn 5 now, otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, he's just lost 4 points, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I agree for sure. I mean, he's going to get. I mean, if he just retreats the Saurus Guard out, he's going to take all 3 objectives, right? So
yeah, he's guaranteed all 3.
12.
So he's going to score 12. If you win priority, the game's probably over.
Yeah, it's going to come back to that. Oh man, so if he'd have got those extra 4 points, right? So it's 12, it's 16. Luke can't win, so he wouldn't be able to win.
Yeah. So if Luke gets the prio here,
and it would have been even more, right? He would have gotten a bonus point for the Leviathan.
Yes. Well, you got the bonus point anyway, right?
He could have no for turning the Slann into a monster.
Ah, okay.
Because he didn't need to cancel a spell to summon.
Yeah, I get you. I think these turns are going to be really quick anyway, so we're just going to roll with it.
Also, what is Luke's grand strategy?
Predator's Domain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the holding the terrain one.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, and it's not tag and go anymore. So there's a good chance if they remember that can also be stopped.
Oh right, yeah, that's true. I mean, to be fair, if he's going to get control more, he needs to, because he has to kill these Saurus Guard.
But that's why I'm saying he can only control 2, because it's not tag and go.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess he could control 3 up at the Saurus Guard place, if nothing gets moved. But as long as Sam remembers it, he should be able to stop it automatically.
Yeah. So as long as the Slann lives, he should be fine in terms of points, because Luke's going to score. What is he going to score in last turn? He's got aggressive expansion left. So
I don't think he has another battle tactic.
I think he's got aggressive expansion left, so he should be able to do that. Yeah. So he can do that. As long as he can. I'm actually not sure he can get this one off the Slann.
Yeah.
Because
he has to kill the Slann and the Skinks.
Yeah.
While also killing the Chameleon Skinks, right? Because the Chameleon Skinks will be here. Whoops. And he has to kill all 3 units.
Yeah, the only thing I was thinking is if he can can rally a shark back and then put it within an inch so he's facing towards the Slann, and then if the Saurus Guard have retreated, then he's not in combat, and then you charge the Eidolon into the Saurus. I don't know if he can get there far enough. And then you would charge.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd shoot and charge with the Alifexes. That'd be the only way I can see him scoring all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But he'd have to get really lucky. I think he kind of surely he's going to roll a 6 on this Alifex at some point, right? On the rally. He's done it a lot, so.
Oh, he heroic recovered on the Eidolon. So that battle tactic is gone. Honestly, he might not have gotten it in 2 turns anyways.
I don't think so, but...
So it's not a huge deal. But you should have saved it, theoretically, but I don't think he was ever going to score it. So he has given away some points by not picking Bring It Down. Broken Ranks. Which is unfortunate.
Alright, and you can kind of see the earlier thing we were saying about the camos coming down is kind of biting him in the arse here, because he really should be able to take this objective off the...
I think they said he can if he auto-runs 6. I believe they discussed it, so...
Okay, yeah, he can just go with these guys. But see, my problem with that...
Yeah, I don't like this. Because now, you're putting only 1 unit on the objective.
But if you're Luke, I think you just leave this and you just kill the Slann to deny the 3... the 3 points in the grand strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think you put the camo Skinks on here, and you bubble wrap the Slann. I mean, the Slann can redeploy, which is playable, but still.
But I just think, it's a Seraphon game to lose at this point. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, now he can go straight.
It really should not be winnable for the Deepkin at this point. There shouldn't be any opportunities for him to win.
Oh, are we going to see another? Have we? So we've got 3 summoning points, and now if he kills the Slann, he won't be able to get the other the other 10 skinks that he has banked.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like there's been
yeah.
like micro mistakes that have just snowballed here.
Yeah. A lot. I think I agree. I think that Luke's been lucky to win all the priorities.
Yeah.
But it was exactly what we were talking about before, which is like if you take your foot off the pedal and you make these little mistakes, he's left himself. I mean, obviously he's still in a good position. I think he's still, if he wins priority, he wins. So he's still in a good spot. It's still definitely obviously winnable for him. He's still probably favored if the Slann that lives, etc. Win priority, Slann late stays live, good redeploy, etc. But he's given Luke the opportunity to come back into the game, which is exactly what we were saying at the end of turn 3. In his turn 3. Where I think he realized he was in a good spot, but he just didn't quite do everything he could do to maximize his safety and his points, and now he's paying for it.
Yeah, big style.
And obviously, I think you got to credit Luke a lot as well, right? Luke's also not taking his foot off the pedal at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you can expect some players to sort of roll over and die when they only have 2 units left, but Deepkin's so fast. This is exactly one of their strengths. Is like late game, you're like, oh, they've got nothing left, but it's like whatever it is can be anywhere on the board.
Do you think it's a strategy of his to offer up both units of Skinks for the Eidolon to go into?
I think I would rather have them both on an objective. I think you want to maybe make a weirder shape with your Skinks to block out places for the Eidolon to land.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
So that you're not giving him just totally the free thing. And the Slann's finest hour is already gone from turn 1.
Yeah.
So he still has a free teleport, right?
He's not teleporting anything.
I think he used that to move the Slann to where it is now. Yeah.
Because I was going to say,
I mean, all this shooting that we're seeing that's going into the Eidolon doesn't really matter.
That's what I'm saying. You should have run the Chameleon Skinks onto the objective.
Yes. Kept the 10 like where they were, moved the Slann over to the back, and I think he's fine at that point. I mean, even if you kill the Slann, he's still winning the game to his opponents.
That's what I mean. You'd have to kill both units. Is this priority again? Looks like Luke has won again.
Seriously? Man, that's insane. Okay. One of those games.
But this is, again, this is exactly what we're saying. This is why you can't.
Yeah.
Why you can never relax.
Okay. Now, Luke at this point, he's got to score. Oh, I don't think he can win. 31 to 18. So he's definitely got to score his grand strategy. So he's got to think about that. So if he can, he's got to keep stuff close to the terrain. And he's got to score. He can get 12 with 2 objectives and the battle tactic, and then he can get 3 from the grand strategy. So he can get 15. He can go up to 33. Okay, looks like it's 30. Okay. So it'll be 33 to 30, and Set needs to score 1 objective to win the game. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So. Oh wait, I thought. Wait, this is Luke's turn. Won't Luke go up to 42?
No, that's Sam's side.
You got love it. He's just rolled a rally for some Saurus Guard and rolled 2 6s out of 3 dice.
Yeah. All right.
Luke's crying.
You love to see it. Luke's crying despite the chuckling priorities.
Yeah, he just won like every single priority.
Has he put on his score? Is that the score, 18 to 30? I feel like Luke hasn't updated. I think it's supposed to be probably 24 to 30 or something.
Although he didn't score. He didn't score. He only scored 1 objective in his last turn, right?
And he failed his battle tactic.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, the game's over now. I think they're just playing in terms of points because.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam's going to score 5 at least, so... Yeah, okay. You can see the redeploy coming out here.
Yeah.
What did he roll? 5? 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so only 1 unit's going down.
Or actually, it might have been 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
So
again,
Luke's not getting that objective. And
I feel like this is a good one for Sam to watch back for sure. Like,
yes.
definitely be like,
Because this should be a 20-0, right? Given
Yes.
how, that turn where the Leviathan went down, like that, this should be a 20-0, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure, definitely. Like, yeah,
Luke's
he
done well
should.
to get as many points as possible out of this. But I mean, he was unlucky, right, with losing every single priority. But it nonetheless, it could have been played tighter and not left any opportunity for Luke.
Yeah, I think even if you lose every single priority, I think if you play well enough, it shouldn't matter. If you see what I mean.
In some games, games it does. In this one, especially because as the Seraphon player, we talked about this before. You want to play the back and forth. You want the turns. You could even, I think, you want to play as if you're giving away every single priority.
Yeah.
Because you'd rather play every other turn, because Luke's best way to get back into the game is a double, right?
Yes.
Kill something and then kill the Slann. Kill something and then kill the salamanders. So I think there has been a little bit of a loss of pressure, but also Luke's also played it very well. So yeah.
Leviathan turn 2 accepted. Yep.
Yes. Never forget.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think this is over, right? Was this 45 to 23? Was this 20-0? Is it?
So that might still be 20-0. If this is the
Yeah.
actual final score, that's 20-0.
Yeah, I'll go over and see what they're saying.
Yeah, I think Luke could have got more points on that last turn. I think. I'm not sure what happened there, but maybe he whiffed the shark or something, or I don't know.
Maybe he just didn't want to go for the. Yeah, all these Saurus Guard are still alive. The shark. I guess does the shark get bonuses when it charges? No, right?
No.
Just from wounded units. So.
Yeah. I mean, so in the end, that is a 20-0, but
yeah, which I think you mentioned.
But that's
before.
because of the scenario, right?
Yeah,
it's just a blowout in turn 5. Yeah. But I think Luke played it well. Like he saw all the opportunities he could to score as well as he can. But I mean, ultimately, I do kind of think the power level of the armies is a little bit different.
Yes. Seraphon is obviously one of the very best armies in the game, and I think Deepkin is very good into certain matchups. It's really good into Gargants. It's good into sort of more traditional shooting, like KO or cities. But Seraphon just has the infinite maneuverability along with so much damage, much of which is comprised of mortal wounds. And this is with them summoning a salamander that didn't do anything except die. Yeah. So there was technically still gas in the tank.
All right, boys. The guys have come over.
Hello. How you doing?
How did the game go, guys? How did you find that?
It was the first 2 turns was interesting, but I just didn't do enough damage in that second turn. This is
And we were saying as well, if you made one charge, you sort of only needed one charge in turn 1 to.
Oh yeah, would have stopped a lot of damage.
Yeah, to completely break up that castle. So that was kind of unlucky.
But I think it's pretty rough actually. I think the Salamander list with like Skinks and Priming is probably better for the Deepkin. But I think when there's so many Salamanders, it's kind of hard to kill them all. And they just do too much damage back.
Mm-hmm.
Even with winning all the turn rolls, it was still not enough.
Yep.
So we've got a comment in the section saying that Luke is officially off the channel, apparently, for losing 20 million.
Finally, some good news.
Looks like meat's back on the
Adam
menu,
just put, get good.
Yeah. Okay, Luke, what happened on turn 2 with the turtle?
Oh, just the Salamanders in combat. I just didn't do enough damage to them.
The bit where you shot and then
that
whole shindig.
We put the Skinks back on, yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, we probably both made a few mistakes, though. I think
Yeah, loads of mistakes after turn 2, definitely. It's super hard on TTS as well.
yeah, the terrain in particular on this map wasn't particularly user friendly, and it wasn't set up in a way that was particularly strategic either. So those two things coupled together made that pretty annoying. And then yeah, I think I probably could have screened rather than tag his shark. I probably could have screened my tower with the unit of two salamanders that had the +1 save buff up from the priest. That would have protected me from the turtle coming in and doing all the impact hits. So that was the big thing that I'd probably do differently. But in terms of the matchup, I don't like it either. It's one of these strange ones where if sharks and the aspect of the storm get into my units, they usually kill them outright. But equally the IDONETH player doesn't want to get shot by mortals, so it's this strange sort of matchup where both players I think would avoid.
It's just dicey. It's dicey.
Yeah, this wasn't like killing your units, alright, so it weren't enough damage.
Yeah.
The one question we had was about what about did you want to bring it down on the turn that you killed the Leviathan? The battle tactic for killing a monster.
Yeah. The battle tactics are really tricky in that one because it's obviously not possible to conquer turn 1, and it's quite challenging to hold 2 objectives outside your deployment zone. So you're sort of left with very few. And then he only had 1 monster, I had none. So towards the end of the game, I wish I'd done that, but not much you can do.
No,
for sure.
Probably could have turned Slann into a monster, killed him in an arcane bolt, but then he's not over here, is he? So.
I thought about turning the Slann into a monster the turn that I killed the 3
Thralls.
the 3 thralls that were holding that objective. So I thought, maybe I'll go 3 spells, make him a monster, then do the board wide nuke, and then cast arcane bolt and teleport him over there if there's one left. But no, didn't happen.
Yeah, so it was good.
We've got another question for you, Luke, from in the chat. Why can you not win games like when you win every priority? From Adam Mumford.
Griefing.
Yeah, I think the point where the turtle went down, and I just wasn't killing the units. They were just not dying fully, so then that just kind of I was losing too many units.
Yeah, the turtle got slapped, right? We were like, oh, Luke's really glad that those mortals went into the shark instead of the turtle. And then we read in the chat, it was like, oh no, this is actually into the turtle. And we
told
like,
it as well, when he's going to roll like Basil in combat and roll like 6 6s or something, and he rolled 4 6s out of 6 dice.
Oh, man.
Sometimes it'd be like that. And that's really the Leviathan's on like a 1+0+ save, and so it's really just a question of he's taking lots of damage or 0 damage. If the 6s are there or not. So that's obviously a tough one for the turtle too, because if he hadn't taken any mortals and then he kills the salamanders, he just lives forever, right? So.
Yeah.
Well played, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me. It was good swingy.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for coming on the stream and watching me get destroyed.
Yeah, we were saying you played it well. You only have 2 units left, but you made them work for you.
Yeah, I tried to. Yeah, well, I like to guarantee things, but I had to split those 2 units if I wanted to get back into the game. So.
Sure.
So where does this leave for the guys at home? This is in a league, right? Where does that leave the teams now? Is that like a?
It was already done, sadly, when Toby destroyed Clarkey last night.
Yep.
So this game was luckily it was for fun.
Well, it was for fun, but I just had a look at the standings, and it looks like I've finished on top of the standings. So I'm just saying, like, I know it's a team event, but
yeah, that's
have you got the 5-0
player scorer?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. There you go.
That's good. That's good.
All right, there's an asterisk there, though. There's a few of my opponents had issues. That's all right.
So Mathmallow was saying that there was another game for this team event tomorrow, Sunday night, and so is that like to wrap up is it a 4-man team? Is it?
Yeah, 4-man teams.
Yes.
So I think this Luke's team will finish first no matter what going into the last round, and then I think we could possibly finish second depending on other results.
Nice.
If Dave does well against Matt, then it could be for second place, which is still good. It's like 20 teams, isn't it? So
yeah, and some really strong ones as well. Like we played team in the first round. I don't know, like ETC or World's Team Finland or something, and they were just all really good, like super impressively good. So it's been heaps of fun.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah,
looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Good little battle between Team Australia there and Team England, pretty much. So.
Well, there's
Shout
only,
out to
there's only me from Team England.
And you got dropped for personal reasons, so.
We got Math Mallow who's Team Wales, and then Toby Team Germany, and then Orkman who is Hungarian. So.
Alrighty.
Right. Should we wrap it up there?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I got to see you later, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for everybody watching, and thanks to all the patrons who make this sort of stuff possible. So much love to all of you.
Cheers, guys.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys.
See you later, guys. Bye.
This video is made possible by our patrons. If you want to know more about how to support us, click on the link to the right.